All right, class, the bell has rung. Sit down, take out your pencils or whatever writing utensil you would use, and turn your page to page 1, for we have Dungeon Delving 101 today. We will be discussing the main cards from the set. And what do you need most of all? It's 3 co-hosts, because we're doing Dungeon Delving for the main set of Secrets of Strixhaven. That's right. In this class today, we're going to be discussing the new mechanics, some of our favorite cards, and discussing 2 cycles that are going to be, I believe that the history textbooks will remember these forever. I'm joined by 3 wonderful, awesome people, my usual co-host of Geek and Ryan, and of course, we've got our guest coming back from the Commander episode of it. It's Lev Dev. Go ahead and shout yourself out, Lev.
Yo. As people know, my name is Lev Dev. I'm mostly known for review threads as well as just card game observations. A variety of sorts. Mostly I'm on Blue Sky at the moment. I also do top 10s on YouTube. So mostly I just like to talk about cardboard and just tell people the fun things you can do with it. Or the really evil things you can do with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that part. The evil part. As we did last episode.
Yeah, so we're going to start off this episode pretty simply with the whole thing of, well, we're back to Strixhaven. And generally when we revisit planes, there's a lot of contention when it comes to things like, do they do it right? Did they touch on them? It's like, I always have that fear when they go back to, like, Dominaria or Ravnica. I'm like, how different or how new can you make it before we just go, all right, we've been there enough. You can stop now. Innistrad, the whole thing, like, but generally their visits back to planes the first time are generally winners. How were we feeling with our second year through the halls of Strixhaven and on the plane of Archivos? Lev?
The quick version is, well, there is the potential. It's hard because we have to wait for all the sets of the year. But I do feel like this is going to be one of the best sets of the year, potentially. Mostly just because I think they did really well. There is some little, like, mini complaints I've seen from people. Like, people are like, oh, we don't have Learn back. Which really, honestly, from the fact of how many lessons we got from Avatar, them not bringing back Learn was a very, very wise choice. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. But nevertheless, it's still got a variety of flavors. We got all the good colleges have their own unique little mechanical suave. And just a lot of power in this set. Like, there is a lot of push cards. Like, a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be talking about some of them. And so, for Geek, I know that you were really big on Strixhaven the first time around.
I'm still really big on Strixhaven. I have,
Okay.
like, maybe 3 tiny nitpicks, but that don't matter. The set it's really good. I've been excited since day 1 of spoilers. So, it's... everything worked flavor-wise. Art works great. Love it.
Right.
No notes other than a few nitpicks.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's always going to be a few nitpicks when it comes to sets. Right. My question for you and I actually is, would you be excited to go back to Strixhaven for MTD?
I mean, I would kind of like because we did have that one shot for that. Honestly, I would. I think the Strixhaven book is definitely interesting because it's definitely not your norm of the what you expect in D&D. Like, you don't expect to be going to school unless, like, the DM specifically made a world setting for that and everything. But I'd absolutely go back. I would absolutely, if the DM allows, I would absolutely reprise my character, Kuro Zuta.
Were you Quandrix? You were, right?
I was Quandrix, and I was a knowledge domain cleric.
That's right.
Did you expect me any different? Hell
no. Yeah, you have to be.
In all fairness, I was actually Lorehold. I was a reverse Indiana Jones. I would steal artifacts from museums and put them back where they belong. So was I an arcane trickster rogue? I think I was an arcane trickster rogue, because I would be like, I would mage hand things. So I would do the Indiana Jones thing where I'd have 2 hands with the money and like my hand ready to swipe, and I would drop them. But I'm like 50 feet away, just like, All right, we're good. I come back over here this way. The boulder
Yeah, no,
drops. I've got at least a 50-foot head start, which is really
I mean,
great.
truth.
If I made a character for that, it would have to be a Witherbloom character.
Sure.
Yeah,
I would assume Lev
I
Dev,
think-
you're coming in as Quandrix.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably humor Silverquill just to humor some wordplay, but yeah, it's Quandrix without a sweat. So now I'm just trying to imagine you swapping to run away from boulders. They have boulder placements in museums as security protocols?
I'm more so thinking when I have to put the artifact back, it'll reset off the trap.
I gotcha.
And actually, they made it a faster
Curious
boulder
on
because they're like, if
if
some
I can-
asshole tries to come in here and steal another damn artifact, I'm just running down the halls. Goddamn Jones! He's actually my professor. It pisses me off twice as much.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's one of those things where, hilariously enough, though, one of the things I thought was really interesting for the D&D set that comes to mind when I think about Strixhaven is the 5 spells we got in the Strixhaven book I thought were going to be made spells in this set. Because Curriculum of Chaos, which is the D&D book that we got for Strixhaven, came out after the initial set. So I thought we were going to see Kinetic Jaunt. I can't remember. Actually, we may have gotten one. We may have gotten Borrowed Knowledge. I think that's
We did
actually.
get that one.
I think that's the spell in D&D. The big one is Silvery Barbs. You mentioning Silverquill made me think about how Silvery Barbs is arguably the most broken spell.
Yes. I keep hearing people, DMs usually, complaining about it.
I much like how I build decks in Magic. I'm very much the outside builder of like I
Yeah.
don't want to take Fireball. I'm
But
building.
don't you
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
I'll
turn the
take-
room into a fiery ball of doom?
I am taking Fireball every time. I will not be stopped.
I would love to be able to quote that song, but that is an AI band, so.
Is it?
I'm keeping my mouth shut, even though the
Didn't know that.
temptation is there.
Oh, fuck AI. I will never support it. Never do
Exactly.
support it.
Oh, okay.
We here at MTD, fuck AI. So
I mean, heck, I remember earlier today I was like, so this is the reason why it's at my workplace, which, for just quick context, I work for IT for a sheriff's department, dispatch mostly. It's like, so to get new RAM for our setup, that was usually like around $320, guess how much it costs now?
1,200?
9 freaking thousand.
Yep.
Nice.
that
I
is
am
a
To think
so-
it's
whole
being
that the AI
and to
thing is a
think
whole
that a
separate
majority
deal.
of it
Done,
was
done.
just going to be used for something along the lines of, oh, I don't know, making Peppa Pig cuss or some shtick like that. And it's like, so this is why our RAM costs $9,000 now, eh?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I got
Speaking
my
of-
new computer built at the right bloody time.
Speaking of where
Yeah.
AI doesn't belong, we're back in school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with our Secrets of Strixhaven, one of the big things that they talked about is talking more about the life that's on Archivos.
Mhm.
We got more of it in the story. Really didn't feel like we touched on it in the cards, though.
I mean,
No.
cards are more for the colleges and stuff, but at least in
Yeah.
the story
Yeah.
we get some stuff in there.
We did. So
The closest we got to it is technically the the common land cycle, the surveil lands and such,
Mhm.
where it's just basically areas that the students will go to, like Warhold went to the Fields of Strife for archaeology study. Prismari goes to the Summit Festival. And if you read the actually Planeswalker guide, they actually go into all a really cool detail about kind of like all the little places and how the professors, students interact with the pretty much biology as well as just the usual go-abouts of the area. It's actually quite a good read.
Yeah.
Read more of lore.
speaking of planeswalkers, there's one thing that I did not put down. Whenever we do these episodes, I write down a little bit of a guideline just to keep a little bit of structure to the chaos that is all of us talking about cards that we enjoy. So
Me, Chaos, no.
it's just everybody in general. Let's be real. The one quick thing we'll talk about is the fact that we did get 2 planeswalkers in the set, so I'm pretty sure Wizards' whole thing of 1 planeswalker per set is just out the window. I think we've gotten 2 since we got 3 in Thunder Junction. I think it was.
Yep.
So
Correct.
Yeah. So realistically, we're 2%, which is not egregious. It's really not that bad. I don't mind it. Especially because Ral had a very interesting watermark. People
He did.
on Scryfall, it does say that the watermark is reality fracture, implying that the Ral we've got in this set is not the Ral Zarek we know.
I mean, yeah.
Yep,
that's
pretty much.
This
I mean-
Ral Zarek is a bit of a dick.
I applied from what he did
I mean,
in the
to be
story.
fair-
A bit is an understatement.
But
He
to be
leaves two
fair,
students
the
to
real,
die.
The normal Ral is also a bit of a dick.
But he's a dick with humanity. He would not have left those two students to die. Quite frankly, we don't know if they're dead, but
Probably.
But
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
Though I will say, as I said previously on my other observation, I think one of the primary reasons we got Mono Black Ral, besides the hint at reality fracture, it's just so that they could have the couple in the Tomic EDH deck, the Orzhov one, so they can actually have the couples in a deck.
I can understand that. The next question for this, speaking of the other Planeswalker, is Rye. How caught off guard were you when you found out his name?
A little bit, and I swear, I'm gonna the paranoid part's coming out. I swear, someone from Wizards is watching our stuff and stealing our shit.
So, for context, especially specifically for Lev here and the audience, back in 2020, we introduced a character named Delian Desh. So, yeah, so it was quite interesting. The big thing, hilariously enough, so Delian is his name, and then Delian's story background that we find out during the story of Strixhaven is that he is a warlock who is working with unknown powers to try to find ways to resurrect his dead wife. I brought in a character named Paxir, who is a warlock who is using the powers of his patron to try to find ways to resurrect his dead wife. I'm not saying that Wizards is listening. All I'm saying is I'm waiting for our check, Wizards.
Deja vu.
I can tell you right now, the one that pisses us off the most is we did a. It doesn't piss us off, but like the ones where we're like, I think somebody's listening to our content was back in 2020 or like 2021. We did a plane called Skelva, where it was a Wild West inspired plane. The major difference is the sheriff is an angel called Sarah Miles. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, when we heard Thunder Junction, everybody was just like, I don't know. This sounds kind of weird. And then they stole my character for Disciple of Ronus, and that still pisses me off to this day. Oh, Disciple of Ronus. I played a character named Akas Erben. This is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll start getting into the actual mechanics and stuff. Apologies. I played a character named Akas Erben. He was a Naga, copper and green skinned Naga druid who was a disciple of Ronus, and he used a snake-headed staff, and his ability was to summon creatures to fight for him. And if you pay attention to that card, he is a mana dork who produces more mana the stronger creatures you have on the battlefield. I looked at the one I created in Hero Forge, looked back at the card, looked back at this, looked back at that, and I went, I'm going to MagicCon Atlanta. I may strangle someone. I don't know who.
Okay,
but it might be
don't
someone.
do that.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, don't do that.
No. But with that being said, we know Wizards are stealing our content. There's probably just a lot. It's just a lot of happenstance.
A lot of good ideas get in different places at once.
Exactly.
And to be honest, like obviously, like with the character ideas and everything, like with Bill's Paxier and everything, obviously it's not a unique backstory. Like it is like I can. Yeah. No, I'm going for the heart right here.
Oh, I'm wounded, you bitch.
Mate, do you really have to go? Like, you see the characters I play. You go, if I'm going to talk about unique, I ain't got no fucking unique characters. There's my one.
Yeah, we're like 5 minutes in. We've already used our F-bombs.
Not me. I've been here.
You haven't, and Lev hasn't yet.
But the obviously the sad lover the sad husband
new.
trying to yeah, it is literally a theme that people have done before. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
No, I totally agree. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and talk and do what we always do when we talk about these new sets, and that's talk the mechanics of the set. Because sometimes to understand some of the cards that we're going to talk about, we need to talk about the mechanics and how we feel about them. Just like always, how we're going to do is we're going to have a guest do one, then Geek, then Ryan, then myself. Like I always say, last, where I should be. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and start with Lev, who has got 2 mechanics to read, but we're going to go ahead and just do them one at a time. So Lev, what is the first mechanic? I would prefer you start with the school-based one, but if you wanted to start with the other one, we
Of
could.
course. Oh, no sweat. I'll do the school-based one because this one's pretty easy. It's the quadrants one, and they have a new mechanic this time around called Increment. We'll use the textbook tabulator as the example to show this mechanic, but basically, if you ever played with Evolve, you are probably going to have a little bit of deja vu, though there's a slight little difference. So, Increment says, whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, you put a counter on, a +1/+1 counter on the creature. So, basically, it's like Evolve, except not looking at the power and toughness on the battlefield of the creature that gets the evolve trigger. It's more going to be interacting with any spell. So if you cast, like, for example, a planeswalker, as long as its mana value is greater than the power or toughness of the creature, increment trigger, boom, goes off without a sweat. And of course, like evolve previously, it also will have like an effect when you put a count on the creature, usually. Like, for example, with the tabulator, Frog Wizard, it has whenever this creature... Oh, wait, never mind. This is actually one of the rare examples of... We'll probably talk about it later. It's one of my favorite cards of the set, but we'll talk about that much later. But there are cards in this set that do have triggers when you do the increment or put a counter on them through other means. We'll get to it later, but some of the classic ones are like draw a card, surveil, stuff like that, essentially.
One of them, I think, Gyre Sages, where it adds green equal to its power, so, like, it will just infinitely... It'll, like, more and more put out more mana.
Correct the Roni to the pepperoni. And then the next mechanic I'll talk about, and this is kind of the feature, the highlight mechanic of the set. It's the new Thane. We're definitely going to be talking about a whole cycle with this mechanic, but it is the prepared mechanic. Which, oh dear God, the amount of people that are doing the Lion King be prepared meme every time this mechanic is brought up, I would have a decent amount of change.
That.
Yeah, it's pretty much on Blue Sky when somebody talks about a prepared card, they're like, that gift, the gift. But anyway, prepared, I'll use Leech Collector as an example to show this off, but basically you notice that it's a creature spell, and there's also an instant or sorcery spell attached to it. Now, you would think at the minute that it is like, you think it's an instant or sorcery, or you think like an eventual, like maybe you can cast both sides. And technically you can, but there's a catch. So technically what happens is that the spell that is associated with the creature is the prepared spell. And technically what happens is once a creature becomes prepared, which it has a variety of methods to do that, like for example with Leech Collector, whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, this creature becomes prepared, and then when that is prepared, essentially it puts a copy of the prepared spell that they have into exile, and you can cast that spell from exile anytime you control the creature at the speed in which you can cast the spell. So if it's an instant, you can cast it at an instant speed, sorcery, etc. And for example, the prepared spell that this one has, and the reason why I brought this one up, because I thought, okay, this is very cute flavor-wise, is Bloodletting. Black mana sorcery for each opponent loses 2 life. So you gain life, you make your opponent lose life. It literally has Leech in the art. It's a cute little flavor win.
Yeah, prepared is... It's an increment. I got not much opinion on this. I kind of feel the same way about it that I do about Evolve. I think
It's just a natural evolution of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Prepared.
It's a mechanic you can counter on.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Puns.
You can absolutely
The
counter on it.
puns.
So,
Stop it.
I will say prepared as a mechanic, though, I find fascinating. Because we've gotten a bunch of, so we've gotten some repeat spells. We saw a lot of the repeat spells when it came to the commander decks. We saw some repeats, some new ones. The cycle that we're going to talk about all have prepared on one of the cycles we're going to talk about all have prepared on them, and they have all repeat spells.
From
Who boy, do we have a lot to talk about with a couple of them? And by a couple of them, all 5 of them, if we're being honest. But I think prepared's kind of cool. It allows for more design. But also, like, I'm gonna start getting magnifying glasses.
In their games, and this allows you to have some spells while having creatures.
I'm
It's
starting.
definitely going to be one of the better limited mechanics I think they made in a while, because mostly with limited, you kind of have a struggle of doing a balance between instant sorceries. Like, usually the rule of thumb is, unless you're doing like a spellslinger deck, you really only just want to put 2 to 5-ish instant sorcery spells in your deck. While this one is mostly, for the most part, you will get still good creature amount and still have good access to good instant sorcery spells for your limited shenanigans.
Yep.
Yeah, I think prepared as a draft mechanic is very, very cool.
It gives me the vibes of how the Omen dragons from Dragonstorm were, where you got these really decent dragons, and you also got decent instant sorcery spells that you have access to. So it's kind of the same shtick, in a sense.
So with that, we'll go ahead and move on to Geek. Geek, what school are you reading for, and what's the mechanic?
The school is the Witherbloom, of course, because of course. The mechanic is called Infusion. It's a variety of things. It basically has a variety of effects if you've gained life this turn. And the one card that I was looking at was Withering Curse, which is a sorcery for 1 black. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn, which is a great board wipe for little things. But with the Infusion, it says if you've gained life this turn, destroy all creatures instead. So it's one of those kind of things of like, if you jump through the little hoop, you get a little bit of a better spell.
And even then, if you don't, it's a 3-mana Massacre Worm.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm only going to say one thing about that mechanic. If you're going to be brewing around that mechanic in Standard, get your cornucopias now.
Yeah, that is probably something you want to focus on.
Oh yeah. Which brings us to Rye. Ryan, what do you got?
All right, so I got, just like Lev, I got 2, but the main one here for Prismari is Opus. The Opus is a little bit different on each card, but the one I'm going to use is Elemental Mascot. So Opus is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast this spell, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. So basically, the mechanic. I mean, it's a solid mechanic, honestly. I was looking at a few different cards that had Opus on them, and so I saw this one. Then there was the other one I saw. It was the Color Storm Stallion. So same thing with Opus, but this was when you cast instant sorcery. This one gets +1/+1 on a turn, and then same thing. If 5 or more mana was spent, create a token that's copied. So you have ones that are giving you essentially card advantage off top of your deck. You have ones that are getting you token copies. Opus is basically a very free form, I guess is a way to put it, in the sense of what it can do, because all the different cards would have essentially different effects.
Kind of like the Infusion. Add a little bit of a hoop, get a better thing.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing to note about it, though, is typically for spellcaster decks, this works just like the average. If you cast a spell, regardless of its mana value, you get a thing. It's just if it's 5 or more, you do something extra.
You get an extra bonus.
Zephi Thunder Conductor was the big one that we saw that would have a really good version of this, because he cared about 1 to 4, 5 to 9, and then 10+.
Yeah.
You see something like
thing for Opus, though.
One distinction that does need to be noted, and I can see people making this mistake during Limited, you have to pay the mana to get the Opus trigger for the 5 or more.
This is
like, it's not beans.
Mana value.
Yeah.
So X spells are great for this.
They are actually.
Yes.
Hilariously enough, though, I would love to see somebody build their deck around this mechanic. but they actually use stacks effects to stacks everyone, including themselves, because now I am spending 5 or more for my stuff. Yes, I just happen to also be getting benefits for it. Sorry.
Yeah.
As long as you don't put Grand Arbiter in it, okay.
Oh yeah.
Play a blue red
Mm.
legendary like you're supposed to.
Yeah, like so,
We
like
had a
honestly,
couple
so
cards.
far,
Go ahead, Ray.
I was gonna say so far, like honestly, with all the Strixhaven mechanics, like the newer ones, they're all good. Like you said, like they're all just basically it's like, hey, you do this thing and you get this, but if you do like jump through the hoops, like Geek said, you get a little bit extra of an extra bonus, which is not bad. Like nothing crazy, nothing broken.
And Rai, what is the second mechanic you have?
That's my favorite one, flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lorehold unfortunately got the short end of the stick with mechanics, but flashback made the most perfect sense for them. Basically,
Great mechanic, as you
oh
know.
no,
Flavor web.
as I know, it's 100% a flavor one. Yeah. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know what flashback is, if you're just new to the game or anything, flashback is a mechanic on mainly seen on instants and sorceries where you can pay its flashback cost if it's in its graveyard. You get to play the card again, so you play it from your hand, or even if it gets discarded, you can pay the mana cost for the flashback effect, and you get the card. Basically, the card gets get played, but the downside is it does get exiled after it's resolved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be focusing a lot more on the instants and sorcery side of things for this visit to Strixhaven.
Yes.
So flashback makes a lot more sense this time.
Oh, 100. I agree. And I'm very glad to see like getting more cards that have flashback because my first commander deck that got me into Magic for like back in 2019. It hurts to say that. Was the one that where Savin the Chronoclasm was the commander, which introduced the notorious Dockside Extortionist.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Yep. But yeah, that deck was all about flashback and everything, and I actually do want to rebuild Savin because he actually really cared about flashback and benefited from it. So
Or you could do the Ramos deck and have Cast 2.
true, it could. Right now I'm not in deck brewing mode though, so maybe for Commander Shield. Maybe for Commander Shield. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that like everybody mentioned is that Lorehold having flashback makes a lot of sense. The only other thing I think would be really appropriate for them if they would have touched on would be Unearth. Because
Unearth could
you're
have
unearthing the past makes a ton of sense to me as well. But
it definitely would put a new interpretation to it because mostly the interpretation we get for Unearth is zombies, stuff like that. So
right.
it puts a new spin to it.
Yeah, most of the zombies.
I will say that Geek did touch on it though, that this set did focus a lot more on the instant and sorcery side of things. If you've noticed that, like, what's the way you're going to gain life the best? Generally on an instant or sorcery. You know, how are you going to cast an instant or sorcery with mana value 5 or greater? You have to cast an instant or sorcery with mana value 5 or greater and spend 5 or more mana. Flashback is only on instants and sorceries, and then Increment cares about just spells in general. But like instant and sorceries are the most common like casting spells you're gonna see where it's only gonna happen once. The mechanic I'm about to read also focuses on instant and sorceries. So when we get there, does anybody have anything to say before we move on?
Nope.
Is there anybody who wishes that maybe the school got something different?
Nope.
Okay.
Nah, Context makes perfect sense. It's a safe mechanic. And hey, people like to put counters on stuff. People like to add up. It makes sense.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll say like Alden, like even with like what Lorehold getting an original like already existing mechanic, but and the other schools getting brand new ones, they're all thematically make sense.
Yeah, I can fully agree. Speaking of which, we will move on to my mechanics because I am also reading two. I'll read the school one and then I'll read the non-school one as the other one. So, Silver Quills' Repartee, which is, long story short, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets a creature, you get to do an extra effect. Hilariously enough, we actually saw this with Killian in the first go-around, where Killian discounted your spell for 2 if it targeted a creature. and that got translated into the mechanic as it is now. A version of this I'll bring up is Informed Inkwright. It's 1 and a white for a 2/2 human wizard with Vigilant, and they have Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, create a 1/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. The two big things about that I think are interesting is the fact of these are all very different effects. They do things from counters to being able to blink creatures, and there's a whole myriad of abilities that they have. So I'm actually kind of glad that Silver Quill wasn't restricted to like, oh, if you repartee, get a counter. It's very varied. This is probably one of the stronger instances of it, because for me, casting removal spells on your creatures, I get creatures, is pretty strong. Oh, me playing
And the two
combat
colors
spells
that
gives me
love
creatures.
removal.
Yeah, like it's...
I'll be legit honest with you. When I initially read the mechanic, I thought it was like some variant on heroic, where it's like it's only stuff you targeted. Once I realized that it's when you target any creature, I had to re-look at all the cards, and I was like, oh.
Though,
Yeah.
repartee and heroic do kind of go hand in hand.
So yeah, that's kind of the... When you get older, everybody, you're going to be surprised how much your brain shortcuts things.
It's true.
Oh, this is just this
I would
thing
know.
with I don't know, less words. Oh wait, those less words matters. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think it's very funny. One of the big things I'd like to talk about before we move on is to the next mechanic is actually for Silver Quill. One of the things they touched on for that school is the fact of how the Inklings have changed. Because the original ones looked like ink blobs, they looked too much like Phyrexian oil. So Silver Quill ordered that they now change their shape, and now they look like calligraphy, which I really appreciate, and I really love that distinction. We've gone through so many planes where the Phyrexian invasion like hasn't mattered. This whole massive giant storyline meant nothing. We've been 3 years out from it, and now we finally are learning the Moments of Chaos. We're finally seeing the effects it had on people, and I'm like, and it's great storytelling too. I'm like, oh my god, you've given these characters depth. What an idea!
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you go to Ravnica, they kind of shrugged off the invasion pretty easily.
The only time it was brought up, which again, hilariously enough, brings up a white-black character, was Teysa, where they were just like, oh, Teysa betrayed us, and Atrada of all people, like, no, she's kind of the reason we won. We would have lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you sad you're a ghost? No, I've never been stronger. She's the only woman who's died and then been like, no, now I'm really on the throne.
Yep.
So, and then the final, and so then the second, and I think it's very, very thematic that I ended with something that is a bit of a paradigm shift. It's the mechanic is called a paradigm. So it says, so after you cast a spell, it's got paradigm. Then exile the spell. After you first resolve a spell with this name, you may cast a copy of it from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of your first main phases. This is a fixed version of Epic. Epic was you don't get to cast this. You don't get to cast anything but this spell the rest of the game
Forever.
and you cast it each one of your upkeeps.
Yep.
This gives you the, hey, did you resolve this? Then you get to cast this one again each upkeep. Each one of your first main phases. The one I'll show off here is Improvisation Capstone. It's 5 red for a sorcery lesson. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile cards with total mana value 4 or greater. You may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana costs. It's fun. It's fun. It's a very red spell. Let's be 100% honest. But Paradigm's cool. I like big flashy stuff.
And just like Lev said, my brain skipped it over when I first read it. I thought it was just like you needed more copies of this in your deck to be able to do this. Because
Yeah.
I'm old too.
You and I had
But
yeah,
no.
you and I had a disagreement about it, and I thought you were right, hilarious, and then you came back to me and went, no, you were right.
I'm
And I
very
was like,
confident when I'm wrong. But I'll admit when I'm
It's-
right, or I'll admit when I'm wrong later
you'll also
on.
admit when you're right.
I'll always.
Also, one thing to distinguish here, due to this being the mythic cycle and with the unique mechanic, these are the only lessons in Strixhaven. Which, to be fair, that is very important to note because there is a lot of lesson mana cards in standard. Keep in mind in the back of your brain that a certain old man that likes tea a lot can make all these spells into 1 mana.
If you get them in the graveyard.
Yes. Still,
Well,
getting cards in the graveyard is not that hard.
no, it's not. Your first one will go into exile, but every other one will technically go into the graveyard. So there is that. It's funny that old man does not have white in his identity, yet he would absolutely be perfect in Lorehold. We're talking about Uncle Iroh, by the way. He's team.
Correct. The avatar card.
He doesn't have white, but oh boy does Lorehold like recruit that man.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, yeah, so those are the mechanics. I would say for each of you, what mechanic jumps out at you the most?
Ooh.
For me,
I think this one's kind. I think this one's the no-brainer. It's prepared. Prepared just. There's a lot of really good prepared cards in this set, and just the fact that they have access to that design field make them have access to a lot more, dare we say, powerful spells than they had access to in the past.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I like prepared. That's cool. Paradigm's
Yeah.
interesting. I hope they revisit that.
I do as well.
And I'm always a big fan of like little tiny hoops to make a spell better. So infusion and increment and opus, those are cool.
Yeah, I think repartee is like one of the stronger school ones, just because like targeting creatures is a no-brainer. So that's not a hoop to jump through.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mention that one.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like when we were talking about earlier with like a Silvery Barbs being the strongest spell, and like why did Silverquill get the strongest spell? And you're like, Silverquill kind of got the strongest mechanic when it came to the schools.
Right.
None of them are bad, and I think all of them are fun. It's very interesting to see how they have been treating the colors in these sets. Cannot wait till we touch on the other colors, hopefully at a different school.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Nod.
Nod, yeah. So what we're going to do now is what we like to do in every episode, which is talk about cycles. Now, normally we talk about our rare land cycle, just because I feel like lands don't get touched on enough. We didn't get one.
I
Gotta
mean,
reprint.
we technically did, but it was a reprint of a very, very familiar cycle. It's the slow land cycle from, I believe the first printing was Midnight Hunt and the Crimson Vow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we definitely got those, but like, those aren't fun. So we're actually going to do 2 cycles here, and each of them involve 5 creatures. And so we're going to talk about the really dangerous one here, in my personal opinion. I've seen a lot of comments about these 2 cycles online, so I'm definitely interested to see what this group of individuals here has to say. And honestly, everybody out in the comments, please let us know what y'all think about these cycles as well. So we're going to first talk about the Emeritus cycle. Now, you might remember Archmage Emeritus, which had Magecraft, and whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, draw a card. These creatures all have prepared. I'm going to break a little bit of tradition here. We're going to start with Rye, because Ryan's got the Emeritus that arguably has the most interesting thing to talk about. Rye, which one do you have, and what does it do?
So the one I have is the Emeritus of Ideation. 3 blue for a creature human wizard 5/5 with flying in Ward 2. This creature enters prepared. Whenever this creature attacks, you may exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, the creature becomes prepared. And the
Okay.
prepared spell it has is for 1 blue mana, you can cast Ancestral Recall. Target player draws 3 cards.
Hey, wizards. What?
It
I-
is strictly worse, so it doesn't violate, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I can say
And-
I
and it-
cast Ancestral Recall.
I'll put it like this. I've been casting Ancestral Recall with loot a lot of times.
Yep.
Let me put it like that.
Anytime after that first one, you're basically getting a treasure cruise, and that's fine.
If you go that route, blue's really good at just going high creature, buy creature, high creature, buy creature, high creature.
Yeah. But that's a
Yeah.
small.
No, I think the thing that people are going to miss on this. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I think the thing that people are, well, actually, no, a lot of people already pointed this out, but for these ones that already enter in prepared and have a really easy to cheap to cast spell, well, actually, I think I have the card right next to me, and it's actually kind of fitting. This card is going to get very popular. Displacer Kitten.
Yep. That card's going to spike in price big time.
Kind of like what I mentioned in the Commander episode. That thing goes infinite with a piece of ham. It doesn't even need the whole sandwich.
And
True.
like,
But still,
Broke Displacer Kitten.
again, and again, like in the Commander episode, I did touch on this because, like, I said, like, I am very 50-50 on the prepared spells. This card was part of the reason why I'm 50-50 on it. Like, I get it. Like, you want to benefit. One of the cards on the reserve list that is not easily accessible to anyone, like, costs hundreds of dollars to get, is now on a mythic that is on a new set. Now it can be brought back into standard rotation, commander, and everything. The problem is, though, like, they were this is Wizards just bending their rules, saying, "Oh, we're never going to reprint the reserved list," but we didn't say we couldn't put the effect on another card.
I was gonna say it's not really that much of a bend. It is a strictly worse card, like in every sense. You have to have a
They-
creature. It has to come in. You have to
They
do the thing.
did not break the rule itself. They did
they
break
didn't
the
break it.
spirit of the rule, though.
I don't even believe that they broke the spirit of it.
I don't agree
It's
with that.
not the card at
honestly,
all.
Because if we go by that logic, they have been doing that a
Here's-
crap ton of times.
Oh yeah, I mean, but like, yeah, like that's common. One
I
of the
think
things they have
30th anniversary was
I
was against the spirit of it.
yes,
Believe me,
100%. But that's a whole different video. We're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
believe me when I say, like I said, when I am 50-50, like, I am both intrigued and skeptical of the prepared
My favorite,
spells.
my favorite part is that Geek keeps.
I want to be proven wrong. I believe in this. I don't want to be right about this. I want to be proven wrong for once, and I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Only once?
I didn't say that. Geek did when you're.
No, I know
upset,
Geek
Liam.
did say it.
No, my big thing is you keep saying how this is strictly worse, and you're saying that because it's on a 5 mana body. I'm fully aware of that. Let me tell you the number of times blue players have not paid full price for their spells.
They
I don't
agree.
have enough
It
fingers and
happens all the
toes.
time.
Yeah,
There's
like
nothing.
Fair enough.
It's no more egregious than anything else blue or green does on the regular anyway. So who cares?
I mean, truth.
I mean-
Yeah.
I'm a blue flyer.
well, no, like yes and no. Again, only purely because it breaks it breaks the spirit of it. Because like you easily could have just given him Treasure Cruise. Why make it Treasure Cruise when you
funnier.
could? What?
But this is funnier. This gets people talking. This people want
It
you to
does.
buy packs, and he's also
Yeah.
the numbered card.
Yeah, he's a
of the set.
serialized card. Mark Poole did the
He's the
artwork
headliner
for it,
card,
and it's
which-
phenomenal.
It looks really good.
It's
Oh
amazing.
yeah, artwork is amazing, 100%. I will never, like, even if I'm like upset with a card.
The moment they spoiled that card and everybody went, "Huh? That's
Yeah.
the reason you do it."
No,
So
truth,
don't get
and
me
again,
wrong.
and that's why I wanted to prove me wrong.
So like, here's the thing. There's nothing I could do or say about this card. It exists. It's gonna be a thing. I'm going to have to go up against this. I'm gonna have to sit there and somebody's gonna have to go, I cast Ancestral Recall. And I'm gonna go.
Oh, and understand. If I get my hands on this card, I am going to be a filthy hypocrite, and I am going to use it.
It's a wizard.
If I
I'm putting
pull
it.
it,
Also,
it
I
goes
will
in
just say
anyway.
this. While my opinion on it is, I think it's all right. Personally, I
Mm.
feel like if of all the times to quote unquote bend the rules in a set where the basic mechanic or basic theme is essentially students learning classic powerful spells, it kind of makes sense. Like in the fact that the whole
I can agree with you
emeritus,
on
like
that.
the emeritus are like the most powerful like mages within.
Mhm.
Them having access to some of the more powerful spells in Magic, it's both kind of a flavor win. And if this is like the exception to the rule, I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's a line,
That's
I
fair.
get it.
Can't wait for more.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how far they take this.
As a third spell.
A lot of people were making the joke about this with Ornithopter and Black Lotus, which I found very
If
funny.
they ever do that, I would be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
that's jump the shark
Ornithopter was
moment
Black
with the
Lotus.
mechanic.
That is
Mhm.
really close. So that it'd have to be like something else, like a
Yeah.
couple mana artificer or something.
Yeah.
It has to be on a five
That'd be
color
Though,
creature.
to be fair, we did already got a card that does make Black Lotus in Magic, technically speaking.
It's true.
Oh.
That is true.
Well, good old Garth.
Yep.
Regardless, we can move on to the less interesting ones. Let's go ahead and
They're
let's go
all
with.
really cool.
They're all very, very cool. Lev, why don't you go ahead and read one of yours? Because Lev got two.
Yeah.
Okay, let's actually start with the one that I am looking at my eye for standard at the potential of it, but also I do think, technically speaking, it's the worst, but I am still looking at it with a bit of a cautious raised eyebrow, and that is the Emeritus of Conflict. And mostly the reason why I say this is the worst is because of one little thing. It doesn't enter in prepared. So it's a 2/2 first strike creature, 2 mana, 1 and a red, first strike, and whenever you cast your first spell each turn, this creature becomes prepared. And the prepared spell is one that people have been asking to come back to standard for so many times I cannot count.
The monkey
Lightning
paw.
Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Classic instant, deal free damage to any target.
Yep.
Now, the reason why I say this is the worst is because, like I said before, it doesn't enter prepared. However, I will give the nod that this is not a hard card to prepare in the grand scheme of things. Especially in a current standard format where we have access to stuff like plot, like one of the most famous plot cards that we still see is that, oh, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's the Kelvin Potter, that's the bird sheriff that's on wings, whatever his name is, Storm something. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can easily plot a few spells and then set it up where you can have access to Lightning Bolt. Even Emeritus itself, later in the game, can be one of the free spells to get the trigger, so to speak. So you got to keep that in mind. So I can still see this in a Spell Slinger deck. And at worst, it is still a 2/2 first strike, which is decent. But I am still kind of looking at this 50-50. I'm like, this is either very good or this is like very, very tame for an Emeritus cycle. If I'm being legit honest.
Yeah. I think it's fun.
Now, yeah, that's the best way to
Lightning
phrase
bolt.
it. It's fun. Now, the one that I think is better, and the people are going to tilt my head sideways because many people are saying this is the worst, and I have to look at people and be like, no, it's not. It's the Emeritus of Abundance, 2 and a green for a free 4 vigilance. Disinterest prepared. That's very important. And whenever this creature's attack, if you control 8 or more lands, this creature becomes prepared, and you get access to regrowth. Now, the reason why people are not really so hype on this card is because out of all the thematic old school spells, regrowth is not one that is the flashiest. However, you should never, ever, 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 ever sleep on regrowth. Because for the thing that people miss with many of the regrowth variants that we have in the past, they always come with a little contradiction. Like, oh, you can only return a target permanent card, return a target land card, return a non-legendary creature, yada, yada, yada. Regrowth targets any card.
2 mana, get a thing.
Exactly. And the fact that you have access to this on a decently static creature, and then just essentially later in the game, when you can re-prepare it by just making sure you have 8 or more lands, which you're playing green, that's not
You're
going to be
green.
hard to do.
You're at 8 lands by turn 3. Fine.
You get access to regrowth consistently and being able to bring back stuff you can have from the graveyard, like your fight spells, your ramp spells, and such, or your control spells if you're playing this in Simic Malarkey. Like, I think personally, I'm not going to say this is the best in the cycle, but it's the second best, in my opinion.
It has a lot of applications, and it's just an all-around good card.
Agreed.
It slots into any green deck.
Yeah.
There's no weird strategy for it. You just have it. It's got a good body, like you said. It doesn't tap to attack, which is great. And all you have to do is have 8 lands in a green. I mean, yeah.
I think the strongest of this cycle is
like your assessment.
realistically the one Geek's gonna read.
The one I'm gonna read.
Yeah.
Am I my next?
We could do that, or we could save what we believe it to be the best for last, and I could go next.
It's all good. I'll read mine.
Go ahead.
Mine's my favorite one. It's
Shocking.
the Emeritus of Woe. It is 3 and a black for a Vampire Warlock. This creature enters prepared. And at the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures died this turn, this creature becomes prepared. And its prepared spell is a very famous one. It's Demonic Tutor. I'm not even going to read it. You know exactly what it does.
Ah!
It's Demonic Tutor
Ah!
on a re-prepare of just 2 creatures have to die. Not even creatures you control. Just 2 creatures just have to die.
Yep.
I love this card.
It is so the big thing I will bring up is the reason why I think this is stronger than Ideation is because Demonic Tutor gets you the card that wins you the game. Drawing 3 cards absolutely can. But who boy might it not?
Anything. D-Tutor can be anything. Even a D-Tutor.
And let's just be blunt. In the Commander format, having a way to consistently access Demonic Tutor on repeat?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's
my Guillaume deck already runs
Yeah.
D-Tutor. Now, like I said, I get to D-Tutor for my D-Tutor, and a Vampiric Tutor, and a Dina's Guidance.
It just makes me think of like...
And then I get regrowth every turn.
It just makes me think of Peter Griffin from Family Guy. We should pick the box. It could be anything. It could be a Demonic Tutor. You know how much we wanted one of those? We'll take the Demonic Tutor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I will say,
it's so silly.
I do think while this is going to be probably one of the better Emeritus cards for Commander, in Standard, I think it'll be good, but it has to take some time.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason
Definitely
why I
the
say
Commander
that is because it is kind of a slow card. Like, you either have to... Because let's be frank, if you play this on turn 4, people are going to remove it immediately. Because it's like, Demonic Tutor.
Yeah.
You can get your best card.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, hell no.
So, technically speaking, you want to play this on turn 6. And the thing is, you have to debate whether you want to play this, or if you just spend 1 more mana for... Oh, I am legit forgetting the name of it on the top of my brain.
Diabolic
but it's the
Tutor?
7 mana... Well, what?
Diabolic Tutor?
Not Diabolic Tutor. It's the demon that essentially is Demonic Tutor. That's a giant flying
Razaketh?
demon.
Razaketh.
Not Razaketh. It's in
Runescarred-
Foundations.
Runescarred Demon?
Runescarred Demon. Thank you.
That one.
So you
I
have
think
to
it's
ask
flying body.
yourself. Yeah. So you have to really ask yourself. On one hand, access to potentially repeatable tutor, especially since it's easy to trigger in Standard with stuff like Mobilize in the format, as well as just removing stuff.
Yeah.
Or just have access to a better body that just gives you 1 tutor.
I would say you don't necessarily need 6, so you could use this thing immediately. I think you definitely want to be able to have mana open. Black's got a lot of 1 mana spells that are like, oh, did the creature die? Bring it back to the battlefield immediately. And then, and generally, that is enough to foil what your opponents are doing. They're like, all right, I got my 1 kill spell. Let's remove the tutoring creature. And you just go, hey, 1 mana? No. No, you don't understand. I want this. You're trying to take my toy. Is it very plausible?
I'm going to bring stuff back to life.
Oh, yeah. There's also that. There's also, like, this is a great recursion target because this could be reanimate into a demonic tutor, and that sometimes is just enough.
Yeah, reanimate.
I think I
Yeah.
agree with
True.
I think I agree with Lev that in a standard this is still just good.
Yeah.
But it's arguably best in non-standard formats where because standard's also fast.
Yes.
I mean, let me
Standards
put it
is
like
fast.
this: you want to play this on turn 4 or Ouroboros?
Yeah.
Depends on how
You
fast
get my point?
Yeah, it depends on how much you're ramping. I think like maybe a black green deck wants to look at Emeritus of Woe.
Yeah.
Fair.
But even then, who
That-
knows?
I will say one rebuttal I will give to myself is I do need to remind myself consistently Badgemal Cub is a card, gives us access to a lot more mana earlier than usual, so you could make an argument that we will have enough mana to both cast the Emeritus and get the Demonic Tutor by turn, I don't know, jokingly free.
So
Green's busted.
It's very powerful.
that brings us to the final Emeritus of the cycle, and I think, quite frankly, just the real middle of the pack one. This is the Emeritus of Truce. I had to redo this document 4 times because I kept putting truth, TRUTH.
Oh yeah, I thought it was truth too.
No, it's
that's the old-
truce.
That's old guy shortcutting.
It's 1 white for a 3/3 cat.
Your brain likes a shortcut a lot.
Emeritus of Truce is 1 white for a 3/3 cat cleric with when this creature enters, target player creates a 1/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Then, if an opponent controls more creatures than you, this creature becomes prepared, and its prepared spell is Swords to Plowshares. For those of you who don't know, it's a single white for an instant. It says exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. This one's real middle of the road for 2 reasons. One, this could be just a 3/3 body for 3 mana that gives you also a 1/1 flyer. So it's 4 power and toughness, of which one of it flies, which is okay. It could also be 3 mana for that same exact lines of text, but also be like, hey, I got a removal spell. You want me to take care of that guy? You want me to take care of that guy? I can take care of that guy for you.
It's also the only one that it only prepares itself once, technically, unless you blink it.
Yep.
And you have another hoop that your opponent has to have more creatures.
Yeah, this is one of those
And you're in
ones-
white. You should have all the weenies.
Well, in all fairness, you can't. Say playing the Emeritus makes you equal. You just target your opponent, and now they have a 1/1 flyer. They now have more creatures than you. He's now prepared, and now you can cast Swords to Plowshares. It says target player creates a 1/1 inkling. Yeah.
Weird.
So,
Yes.
essentially,
I
it's
did too.
you can make it into essentially a Swords to Plowshare variant of Pognify?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a 1/1 flyer that, because I'm in white, I probably have a 1/1 flyer, can block it anyway. So here's that 1/1 flyer. So now you have more creatures than I do. Now I have a removal spell. Bang. Goodbye your best creature. And it's exiled, so your recursion can bite me.
And now
This is-
technically we have Swords of Plowshares in a modern setting
Yeah.
because we
This
didn't have
is
that
one of those-
before.
This is one of those ones where the white and the blue one are absolutely in like a white-blue blink deck, and that pisses me off. Because I'm like, don't blink it! No, stop! What are you doing?
Brago has entered the chat.
And Brago's just
Brago,
like,
what's
I
your
found
location?"
2 guardsmen. The Emeritus is... He's got a point. He's very persuasive.
He's the
Uh,
king.
I will say, this one might have the potential to be just a good standard card, believe it or not.
Hmm?
Even though it's the trickiest to trigger, so to speak, mostly just because, A, standard has been a format that's been going wide with a couple of brews, stuff like Simic Ramp or Simic Aggro. So you can get easily the Swords to Plowshare triggers. And number 2, if you can give yourself a token, there's a lot of stuff in standard that synergizes when you make a token. Stuff like with Caretaker's Talent,
Enduring Curiosity.
Like, I could go on. Enduring Curiosity, or not Curiosity, but Enduring Innocence. That's the one you're
Innocence,
thinking
yes. Which draws you a card.
of. Mm-hmm.
So
So,
yeah, he's
with
got a lot
that-
of applications.
I think they're all pretty cool.
Yeah,
Not as cool as
I-
They're
Whoa,
interesting.
but you know,
They're definitely interesting.
I think you could slot any of these into a deck of their corresponding colors. I wouldn't blame you for it.
yeah, they're all that. I don't know if that is a strength of them or not, but yes, they are all. You could just put them in. Oh, I have a white deck, Emeritus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the black deck. Whoa.
Yeah, like
And
for me,
no, yeah, you can't blame them for it because it's
Yeah.
just good.
yeah, like for me, like I have a party deck, and technically speaking, this is a cat cleric. I could slot him in there.
I mean, you should. It's a very
Um,
well costed cleric.
Yeah, no,
True.
he's a 3 mana
And
3/3 is
it
also
gives
not
you
bad.
a spell.
Yeah.
You can take
Yeah.
a spell out of the deck and have another party member.
So it's one of
That's
those
the
things
part of
of one of my deck building philosophies is the last thing I'll say about the Emeritus is before we move on to the dragons is our next cycle we're going to talk about is intentionality when putting a card in your deck is what's important. The Emeritus of Truce is a good card. It comes with a great removal spell. Do not put him in your deck counting him as removal. You will be very sad every time you play him. So, yeah, do not put the Emeritus of
I'll end up
Ideation
that.
in your deck as card draw. You will be well. Hold on. That you might actually get away with. That
You
I
can
understand.
get away with that.
Yeah. I have 6 mana. Here's Emeritus of Ideation. You're gonna draw 3 cards, aren't you, you bitch? So yeah, that's the Emeritus cycle. I think they're a fun cycle. I think it could be interesting to see what another cycle of them would look like. I would like to see what a dual colored cycle of them would look like.
A dual color.
Mm,
That would be interesting, like because like you that opens you up to different types of because like we've seen other spells with prepare like that are multicolor, but you can also make the card technically a multicolor, like where the creature is a color, but the spell is like so like say for example like Boros, you make like a mono red creature, but the prepared spell is a mono white spell.
I'm more so thinking you have like like a white blue one that says whenever an opponent resolves a spell, this creature becomes prepared, and his prepared spell is Dovin's Veto.
Oh, that's just evil. No,
Oh, you
that-
resolved the
that-
spell? Good to know. The next one you need to ask, please.
I would say
Dovin's
this:
Veto-
Go ahead, Lev.
as long as the creature spell does not have flash, sure.
Oh yeah, no, I
would
these
love to
things.
see I would love to see another Emeritus cycle, but with the corresponding other color for each school. So like a wither blue and green one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
That makes sense.
it's very much looking at the artworks and things like that. Like the white one is very much the silver quill.
Oh yeah.
one.
Red one is Lorehold. You got the floating rocks.
The
Yep.
You know.
abundance is Quandrix.
Woe is wearing very wither blue clothing.
But yeah,
So-
that was very intentional. Where essentially
And then
the
ideation is
paradigm
Prismari.
as well as the emeritus
Mhm.
do
That was the mirror for
do
that.
a college. For example,
Yep.
like with Lorehold, the red emeritus, as well as the white paradigm Lorehold flavor.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that part. That was really good.
Alrighty, folks.
Dragon time.
Let's talk dragons. So the last
We all
time we
love
went
dragons.
to this, yeah, we have a dragon lover right next to me.
Hey. Me too.
Well, all 4 of us are probably dragon lovers to some degree.
I mean, I have a dragon changeling deck, so
So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the 5 elder dragons that went ahead and made up the 5 schools. So Silverquill, Quandrix, Lorehold, Witherbloom, and Prismari. These dragons all were the spoiler that Mark Rosewater gave away with. They are a mythic cycle that give instants and sorceries keyword abilities.
Oh yeah.
Sit tight,
yeah, they
because if you thought the Emerituses were strong,
Oh, these
the dragons are
Oh, boy.
stronger, arguably.
I love
Some of them,
Deer.
They will see-
some of them are
they-
real strong.
I
they
love
will
them
see
all
Commander
dearly.
play till the day the sun goes out.
They might even see play in other formats too.
I mean,
Oh, there's
depending.
some of them I'm keeping my eye for standard. I'll tell you that right off.
let's go ahead and we'll go back to our normal order. Lev, let's go ahead and talk about one of the dragons that you have.
Well,
Or the
as
only
being a
dragon that you have.
Quandrix, this card's so nice. It's Quandrix the Proof. 4 green and a blue for a 6/6 flying trample dragon. And it has Cascade. For those who don't know, Cascade is when you cast a spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exile cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. Cascade is a pretty powerful ability. Oh, and also instant and sorcery spells you cast from your hand. Note they made sure to say hand to make sure you don't go like.
Thank you for small favors.
Yeah. Make sure you don't go like Cascade, Cascade, Cascade. But instant sorcery spells cast from your hand have Cascade. Ooh,
That
boy,
is
this is
a
a spicy meatball.
line of text that didn't
I
need to
knew there
exist
would
on
be
a Magic card.
I knew it. I was like,
I will
guarantee
say,
the Quandrix one is the Cascade one.
well, no,
Yep.
you thought it was going to be Prismari.
I thought it could have been Prismari, but I was pretty sure it was going to be Quandrix, and I was right. Because I was pretty sure Prismari
I
was
mean,
gonna be
I remember
Quandrix.
somebody originally guessing that it was going to be Replicate, but yeah, Cascade makes total sense. Especially
see
with how
Replicate.
many
Replicate
X
was a
spells
good
we have in this.
Yeah, Replicate would have been a really cool one. It wouldn't be as powerful, arguably, but with the Magecraft stuff from last time and all, it would have been a very flavorful one to have in there.
Let's just
Still, yeah,
yeah.
let me just get it out of the way. It's a dragon that comes with a free spell, and then makes every instant sorcery spells you cast for the rest of the game come with a free spell.
Mimic with free value? What a wild concept.
What a novel idea. Also, let's just be realistic. This is also just a really good card. He's a 6-mana 6/6 flying trampler. Like the hell?
Yeah,
He has what colors do you see in there? I see green. So yes, it's
and
gonna be
blue.
costed.
And this one is probably going to be good in standard because, yet again, I gotta say this again, Llanowar Elves, Badger Mole. You get rampant to this pretty quick.
Yep.
And cascading into another Badger Mole, oh my.
We are going to be doing a Commander Sealed video later this year where we're going to be talking about one of the things, something fun that I'll get to spoil here, is we're going to talk about some of the random pack commanders that are coming out. We do believe that this will Strixhaven, Secrets of Strixhaven will end up in the random packs available to us.
Yeah.
The dragons are all really strong commanders. And Quandrix, quite
Yep.
frankly, is up there. We'll get more into that when we actually do that video. Don't know what the hell it'll be 100% honest with you. But I think Quandrix is a solid dragon. I will say, think as we're reading the dragons, think about your ranking, because I want to know where y'all rank these dragons yourselves personally. As we move on to Geek for your dragons.
2 of them.
You do have 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'll start with one, really cool one. They're both really cool. Spoiler alert. Lorehold, the Historian. She is 3 red and white for a 5/5 flying hasting elder dragon. Pretty efficient. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2. And she also says at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card.
Okay, I blacked out there for a second. What happened?
Every one of your upkeeps,
no,
I'm going to possibly cast a 9-mana spell for 2. Enjoy.
Somebody in standard is going to play this card against me, and they're going to cast a 2-minute Jeskai Revelation. I just can see it coming already.
I can't wait.
I just think that this should just be labeled as instant and sorceries in your hand have war crimes, because that's what this feels like. What do you mean you have Miracle?
It's not blue, so it's okay.
What do you mean you have Miracle? This is really strong. Also, Flying Haste on 5-mana 5/5.
I said that too. It's a 5-mana 5 flying hasty dragon. Just good value right away.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you get access to constant looting, which in standard,
Even
with
if you don't,
cards like Cold But Rude, Monument of Endurance, like,
yeah, even if you don't
dear
actually prepare for
God.
cost at the time, you just, oh, I don't need this land. Pitch. Oh, new card.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
I pitch this madness card.
Yes.
Or I pitch
Or-
this card.
Spell.
Yeah.
Or I
this-
pitch my Reanimator target.
I love everything about this card. So cool. Okay.
This is the other card I think is going to be really good at standard.
I pitched this mayhem card because we're going to include Spider-Man in this discussion.
And
True.
then the second dragon I got is the other really cool one. It's Witherbloom the Balancer. She is 6 black green for a 5/5. She's not quite as efficiently costed, but well, it's fine. It's fine because she has affinity for creatures. You're never paying 8 mana for her ever, not once, ever. She's blind and death touch, which are really cool. Instant and sorcery spells you cast have affinity for creatures.
Hey, wizards, look, I just want to have a conversation. Meet me in this back alley. It's really dark in there. Don't bring a flashlight. I promise everything will be okay.
She's fine. She's got her little light that she's in the borderless arc. She's got the little light she's looking at. It's cool. She'll be alright.
Oh, wizards.
Yet again, I'm going to
hell?
sound like a broken record. Lenora Hell's Badgerable Cub.
2
You
mana
can
right
get this-
away, and you're ramping anyway.
Earthbending, just in general.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, don't give geek ideas.
Who knew Witherbloom
Kinda
liked
like
to
this.
make
Going in
Odium?
my project, player project.
When you make the realization that this card just now makes all of your creatures into Goblin Electromancer, you're like, oh dear, sweet baby Jesus.
Yep.
Right,
make
you've been
pets. I make a lot of pets.
you've been kind of quiet about the dragons. What are you thinking so far? Or have you had thoughts? Or have you not been able to form a thought because of what they do? Because I'm struggling.
Oh no, I am going through and going, all right, which ones am I slotting into Ur Dragon? I am going like the
Quandary
answer so far is yes.
And not to mention, almost everybody who saw this card. You want to know why Sprout Swarm is now a really expensive card at the moment?
My girl.
Mhm.
Girl.
Yep.
Heat blade. And it becomes like a green, I think.
In
Yep.
Lorwyn,
You
we
go
got
infinite
that-
with it.
I think in Lorwyn we got the card Sapling Nursery, which has affinity for forests. So all I can think about is earthbending with these two, and it's just like, oh, these 8 mana cards cost -5. I actually get 5 mana for casting the card.
Sounds fair to me.
And the thing that makes this a little bit more nuttier, at least potentially for limited, you're now going to discount all your prepared creatures. So that demonic tutor can be 1 mana.
Vampiric Tutor-
Granted,
Oh,
you have
Jesus.
to have a really rare pull where you pulled the Witherbloom and the Emeritus, but you get my point.
Oh. Yeah,
Ugh.
that is
Okay.
fun.
And then finally, we will talk about. Oh no, wait.
You have yours.
Oh no, Rye still got his
Yeah,
too.
there is.
Oh yes. I went
Ryan,
in twice.
go ahead
I
and read your
should've-
dragon.
I should have let Ryan go.
That's
It's okay.
fine. So, second to last dragon we were going to talk about is Prismari, the Inspiration. 5 blue and a red for a legendary creature, Elder Dragon, 7/7, flying, ward, pay 5 life.
Mm.
5 life. That is God.
That's-
Instant and sorcery spells you cast have Storm.
Hey, cool.
I know of a certain dungeon masters of ours who would love this dragon.
I like.
I love him. I have 2 decks for
Prismari
him
is
right
awesome.
now.
Prismari is got me. I'm like, so my favorite 2 so far are Quandrix and Prismari.
One
I have
word.
2 favorites.
Dracogenesis.
Oh, absolutely.
Or Omniscience, technically, but
I mean, either.
I mean,
Both.
either.
yeah,
Both. Both is good.
both.
Yeah.
I do love that. Both is good.
Still, yeah.
Again,
It's one of those where, lucky enough, I don't think this is going to be a standard all-star. People are going to try it. Don't get me wrong. People are going to try
oh
it.
yeah,
But the thing to keep in mind, Thousand Year Storm is in standard, and that's the closest thing we get to another Storm enabler.
yeah,
And that card sees 0 play.
yeah.
However, this is also a big flying dragon that you can cheat out in Reanimator. So I have
That's
to
pretty
keep that
protection.
in the back of my brain.
Yep.
Sure, I'll just cast Zombify and then I can cast 2 copies of Hop. Sure.
I'm more so thinking of like he will give the prepared spell Storm
Yep.
and
He
Paradigm
will.
casts you a free spell every single one of your main phases.
Yep.
So yeah, I like I don't know.
I love this set. Did I say that at the beginning of the video?
This set
I
is
love
nuts.
this set.
It is. This set is interesting.
And you know what's
and
crazy? I don't even.
I'm here
think-
for it.
We're not done. I still have to read My Dragon.
It's true.
And that one, I will say, spoiler alert, that is probably the best standard card of the set, or the best standard dragon of the set.
Yeah, and then after I read this, and we'll talk about Shadrix for a little bit. We'll talk about we'll discuss our ranking of the dragons. This is Silverquill, the Disputant. 2 white and I hope I pronounced that correctly. 2 white and a black for a 4/4 legendary creature elder dragon with flying and vigilance. Each instant and sorcery spell you cast has casualty 1. As you cast the spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 1 or greater. When you do, copy the spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. That is really, really strong and kind of bonkers.
And
As
here,
a
look,
For
cheap
I
2
got-
colors that shit out tokens.
One too. I've seen a lot of comments saying people this dragon is the weaker one, and I'm like,
No.
it's pretty strong.
I think
In colors that
Silverquill.
make dorks all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely not the flashiest of them, but it is the very powerful, because the thing you got to keep in mind, and as we said before, hey, we have a lot of prepared creatures that have spells on them. Oh, what do we need for casualty creatures, eh? Eh?
Mhm.
Sure. I don't mind sacrificing my Emeritus of Woe to get 2 demonic tutors.
I'll just bring it back later and do it again.
I'm also thinking that like Exsanguinate.
Yep.
Oh, we're
I
not
wanna
dead.
talk about it.
Sack an
Yeah.
inkling. Now you are. It's the
And there's even stuff like if you put this in Mardu, there's the uninevitable defeat, I think is the name of the spell, the exile spell that makes an opponent lose for your life.
inevitable.
That's
defeat.
uncounterable.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that one, you could just sacrifice one of your mobilized tokens and have 2 copies of those in Mardu.
It's so
Mhm.
interesting that you brought that up because one of the things I've noticed about this set is these monocolored and dual colored cards fit so well into a 3-color shell. Where like
Oh, yes, they do.
because like abundant like the Emeritus of Abundance I noticed really fits well with Lorehold. So a Naya shell that includes the Emeritus of Abundance is hilarious. So I just thought that was interesting where Silverquill, these dragons will fit anywhere that their 2-color things are happening. Like I have an Esper Reanimator deck. Silverquill for sure shit fits in there. Hey, I'm going to cast Incarnation Technique and sack this creature. To copy it, I'll demonstrate it. There's 1 copy on the board, and I have 3. Whee!
Yep.
Love the demonstrate cards.
Demonstrate cards are great. I'm a
And the
little
side
sad.
is quite
I'm a
well
little sad we didn't get more, but I
Same.
understand. So, Lev, we'll start with you. Rank the dragons for yourself.
Okay.
These are our
I'll
opinions.
do-
These are not end all be all. These are definitely the strongest. It could be for yourself, either for the power level you think that they are, or in what you would use them.
I'll do it for the sake of, since most of you are commander mind, I'll do this in the realm of standard just for the sake of different opinion. In standard power level, 5 is Prismari. Don't get me wrong, flashy as heck. I do have to keep in mind a reanimator, but we've seen this effects before, and it's not that silly, but I am keeping it with a cautious eye. Nets would probably be Lorehold. Love the card. It's going to do some stupid stuff in some right decks, but you still have to get to 5 mana in standard, which is a little bit tricky. Not hard, but tricky. Number 3 is probably, for me personally, is going to be Quandrets. I love the card, but it is still 6 mana. It does have a good, powerful effect. You're playing in Simic, but it is still 6 mana, and we are at the point with Cascade where it's a powerful mechanic, but it's also a mechanic of variance. Like, sometimes you cascade into something you want, and sometimes you don't want to cascade into something you want to cast at that time. Like your counter magic or stuff like that if you're playing Simic and such. Number 2 is Widowbloom. That card can easily get discounted real quick, and you should not sweep on the fact that you can discount some very powerful spells as early as turn 3 or 4 as soon as you get that dragon out. And number 1 for me, for standard, is Shadlet Silverquill. Very cheap dragon to get out, especially when you consider that, it will cost 3 mana thanks to Momo.
Oh, it's creepy.
And if you want to be the Heartless guy, you can sacrifice Momo to copy a Bitter Triumph.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, was I not supposed to say that?
I will not kill. I will never. No, never do it.
Geek, what is your ranking for the dragons?
I mean, I'm gonna put Quandrix at the bottom just because I love and despise Cascades so much. I love the mechanic and I hate it. And I hate it because anytime I see it, it's usually someone playing the Yidris deck.
I apologize for nothing. Remember, that saved us in a game before.
It did.
Oh, that was funny.
And then I would probably put, like, for my own purposes and stuff, then it would, I mean, Prismari is probably 4th, because it's a storm deck, and it's got to do storm deck things. And to me, those are always just too fiddly, and I get annoyed with them. And then Shadrix would be next, because I think that's just a great effect. It's just not something I do, but it's a cool effect. I love it, and it's very powerful. Even in Commander, it just is. It's incremental value all the time in colors that just shit little dudes all the time. So that's fine. And then it's a harder one for the last ones. I think for Commander, like, Witherbloom's really high up there. She's just awesomely great, generically good. For me, I really, really like Lorehold because you can just do wonky shit with weird cards to stack the top of your deck. You got Library Ling now. They got reprinted in the special guests.
Thank God they did that.
Scroll Rack, all kinds of stuff. Just stack your deck, and then I found this 9 mana spell, 2 mana. It can get just wild. But and then that's Lev did standard. This is more Commander, so yeah. That's my ranking.
I will say this: the minute that somebody casts a 2 mana Rise of Eldrazi with this, I'm going to be very sick.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I would never.
Really?
2 mana Approach of the Second Sun. 2 turns later, 2 turns later, 2 mana Approach of the Second Sun. It's like, you son of a.
Well, the second one has to be done with hand. To be fair.
True.
Whoa,
it would be. It would be. Yeah.
Never mind. Yes.
Yeah. It would,
I win.
It would 1000% work.
Yeah,
Right.
I've never played Miracle before, so.
Oh, that's fair.
That's the same thing. I'm not really using many cards with Miracle in it.
But you know the thing that I'm gonna dread the most with Lorehold? It's the fact that when somebody does it and it's on a powerful spell, they're gonna be like, "I believe in miracles." You can cue the rest of the song.
No, we're not, because
Oh, God,
copyright
yeah.
strikes.
And I apologize for the blast from the past there.
It's okay. My niece just hurt. It's fine. Right. Your ranking of the
Alright.
dragons before we get into our
Oof.
top 5.
This is a tough one.
By top 5, I
while
mean
I
top
think
7.
While I think Prismari is fun, I think Prismari is rank 5 for me. Then it is unfortunately followed by Lorehold. Even though I don't disagree with Geek. I do think the miracle mechanic, it's just not a mechanic I'm gonna play. Wouldn't be against trying it, but number 3, even though I am a Quandrix fan, obviously Quandrix is 3. Cascade is a strong ability, but it can be feast or famine. Silver Quill is number 2, just a solid ability. And then, I'm sorry, in Commander, you cannot deny Witherbloom. Witherbloom is just, Jesus, oh my god. Did I want to put Quandrix 1? Absolutely. But am I that ignorant of a player? No.
Telling your professor on you. I'm
I
reporting you to the dean.
Now Dean Nev or Dean Ardrix?
Yes.
You're screwed.
Well, it has to be Nev because we didn't get Edrix in this set yet.
So I will say for me, I am ranking them as how afraid I would be to go up against them. So I imagine this person has built their deck around this dragon, because that was one of the things that like none of you talked about. You're like, oh yeah, like this is how I'm viewing it. So at number 5, I have Quandrix. Because I'm just going to expect free spells, and shocking, you're in Simic. I expected that anyway. I don't expect you to pay full price for anything. I expect you to have a Groupon for the value menu at McDonald's. If you're a diehard Simic player, like it's just how I view it. Not to shit on them. It's not a bad thing. No shade. It's just you're gonna cast that dragon, and then that dragon's gonna kick me square in the nuts. I don't know what to expect from it. Number 2, so number 4 is gonna be Prismari, mainly because I expect that Prismari is what every other thing in your deck is like. It is a win con. If you have to resort to it, you will. It's just now you don't need to find a piece. Prismari's there when you want to storm off. If all you're like, oh, the only thing I need to do is something that enables storm, Prismari just sits in the command zone waiting for that to happen. I know that, and now I know I need to deny you your commander. But realistically, I can just look at everything else since creatures are easier to get rid of. Yes, Ward pay 5 life is aggressive. But hey, if it's either I pay 5 life or I lose, I'm paying 5 life.
5 life. Yeah, I'm paying a 5 life.
I'm paying 5 life.
So then number 3 is Shadrix. And it's because, yes, does the deck crap out a ton of little guys, especially in those colors? Absolutely. I'm probably dying to them, though. So if they have to sack them to copy spells to deal with stuff, I'm probably in as just a bad a situation. If they're just like, oh, hey, here's this spell. Also, I'm going to copy it. And wait a minute. Oh, wait, hold on. Silverquill may have just jumped up. How would putting a copy on the stack resolve with Approach of the Second Sun?
It only it counts for the first
the way you
one.
want it to work.
It would not work?
It would not work on the second one.
Okay. Because I'm like,
I will say,
if
the
the copy
funniest
goes
thing that it
above-
does work with, though, is Temporal Extortion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
because the copy you don't.
Okay, so the approach won't work because the copy's not cast. The approach has to be cast. If you've cast another spell called approach, you win.
Okay, that
I believe that's how that is.
But temporal extortion is right, which is somebody needs to pay half their life to counter it, I believe, or you get an extra turn. So now you sacrifice a 1/1. It's like, I'm going to take 2 turns unless 2 people pay half their life.
And the thing is, the copy does not have, due to the way how it's worded, the copy, an opponent cannot pay a life with a copy. Because it's a cast trigger. Or like, if the spell, when you cast a spell, an opponent may do this. Copies you don't cast.
Oh, yeah, it's when you cast the because if they pay half their life, they counter the spell.
Cool.
So
Okay.
even if you pay
Oh.
half of life on one of them, I'm still going to get an extra turn as long as I sacrifice a fairy rogue.
Nice. Gross, but nice.
I think I'm still keeping Shatrix at 3.
So
though.
far, you're matching with me, Will.
Well, so I'm keeping Shatrix at 3. But 3 and 2 are kind of interchangeable, and at 2 I have Witherbloom.
So you're matched with me. Yeah.
I thought you said Witherbloom was number 1.
No, Witherbloom is number 2. Lorehold's number 1 for me.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and the reason why is because discounting spells is massive. Discounting and copying spells are just as important to what they do. But the idea that the green-black player... Witherbloom gets stopped the same way any other black-green deck gets stopped. Board wipes. Once you get hit with a board wipe, if they have to take the time to rebuild again, even with all the stuff that's available for making multiple creatures in multiple different ways, they still got slowed down drastically. And their deck's probably built around these high mana cost spells being discounted. Once a board wipe resolves on them, they're going to sit there and go, I have 3 12 mana spells in hand and I have no creatures. I was really banking on being able to play these next turn for 2 apiece. It's like, well...
I'll cast Living Death.
Well, yeah, no, of course, there are spells like that. But, like, you know, how lucky can you get? But number 1, with Lorehold, Miracle and drawing cards is a little bit different, especially because Lorehold just needs herself there. She doesn't need anything else. She will consistently cycle you through your deck to get you the possibility of spells that you need. That's just why, like, when I'm looking at these decks, if I see a Lorehold deck across from me, I go, yeah, I'm not letting you leave the table. I'm burying you in the chair. But that's me. All right, folks. Now to what everybody clicks onto these videos for, I hope. If you're not here...
It's the banter.
Yeah, right, is the banter. We're going to finally get into our top 5. Because it's always been top 7. Because we're talking our honorable mentions and our favorite legends from the sets as well. So we're not going to spend too much time on these cards just because this video is going to start to run a little long here. So, Lev, what is your honorable mention?
Well, my honorable mention, this one is pretty nice and simple because it's kind of like one of the more cuter, both from the art and from just the design itself, prepared cards we got on the set. Studious First Year. Green for a Bear Wizard 1/1. Too bad it's not a 2-mana 2/2, but, you know, you give, you learn. But essentially this creature is just prepared, but it gives us access to Rampant Growth as the prepared spell. So, we got essentially a creature version of Wayfarer's Bauble.
Yeah.
In green. Neat.
They super needed it. Oh, God.
Still, it's a cute design.
Yeah.
I like cute designs, and this is a pretty cute design.
That's another card that, like, people are going to slot that into their deck, and I'm just going to go, I can't blame you. I legitimately can't blame you.
Yeah.
Now, the question is how soon before people call it Wayfarer's Bearable?
Right this instant. And just know that that was unbearable.
I can't believe I actually slightly chuckled at that one.
Alrighty. Geek, what is your honorable mention?
Mine is purely on art. It's Witherbloom the Balancer, borderless art, because it's the best art in the entire set for me.
Oh,
It is absolutely perfect, no notes. Everything about it I
find
love.
2 artworks of this damn dragon.
She's got the rocks in front of her. She's got the little thing in front of her. She's contemplating. It's all dark fantasy lighting. It's perfect. It was spoiled, and I was like, oh my god, I must have this card. It doesn't matter if she sucks, but she's good.
I might need to actually just do the PNG image of just her card.
I can give that to you.
Not with the text box. No, I can get it myself. Thank you, Scryfall. Not a sponsor. Great people.
Yeah.
Ryan, honorable mention.
Mine is the Geometter's Arthropod. Green and a blue for creature fractal crab. 1/4.
God, I love this card.
And whenever you cast a spell with X in its mana cost, look at the top X cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest of them on the bottom of your library in a random order. Like, I saw this card at first, and I'm like, but I saw the full art, like the notebook version of it, and I'm like, I fucking love that art.
Little horseshoe crab, but blue and crystally
Yeah.
looking.
And it pretty much
Okay.
makes any X generation spell into a cycle spell.
Yep.
That digs.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just,
All
honestly,
artworks
2 mana
all
for
artworks are really good.
and 2 mana for a 1/4. Good, it's great. It's a
Not bad.
great defender for you.
And there's a crab. It's got hard shell.
Yeah.
Probably tasty too.
Just keep it away
Eh,
from me.
that adds up.
I mean, it's a fractal, so it would kind of probably just disappear.
Might taste a little minerally.
Maybe.
Looks like crystals. Anyway,
Maybe
Well,
the taste is a
I
little
was trying to find a
exponential.
mirror joke, but I couldn't see myself in it. That's fine.
Eh.
I would throw
My-
a tomato at you.
My honorable mention is, and I would eat it because I'm a fat man. My honorable mention is Transcendent Archaic, and I've done one of the first time things. I picked this one for the art.
Good.
Chris Ron is my favorite artist ever, and absolutely this thing is gorgeous beyond belief. It's
I need
phenomenal.
to play that for you.
Oh, maybe actually, I would absolutely use it.
I
Transcendent
like the
Archaic
rainbow
is,
behind it.
oh
Got a
yeah,
rainbow.
Imagination. So it's 7 mana for a 6/6 creature avatar with vigilance and has converge. When this creature enters, you may draw X cards, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. If you draw 1 or more cards this way, discard 2 cards. So obviously the best version of this is paying at least 3 colors into it to get to draw 3, discard 2. But ultimately, I chose it because it's pretty. Look at all them hands.
Oh, it's for the feet.
The great
shows the
feats
foot.
that it took to paint this. Yes, absolutely.
I like the little elk on the side for scale.
The elk's just like,
Yeah, the elk on the side is great. And he
I
has like a
shall
little
kneel.
orb on the top of his head that's like a rainbow orb.
all I can
Good
see is
stuff.
Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. The Transcendent is just sitting there going, I'm so fucking high right now.
Pretty much.
So that brings us into our actual lists now. Lev, what is your number 5?
Ooh, my number 5. This one, I do think has some potential and some brews, but it's also mostly I did this one for the flavor, if I'm being legit honest, and that is Harmonized Trio. 1 mana, Merfolk Bard Wizard, and it has an activated ability to tap 2 untapped creatures you control. So you tap itself and tap 2 other creatures, and this creature becomes prepared, and the prepared spell is Brainstorm. And I had to admit, first initially I looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm just going to throw that into Cauldron. I could just throw it into a Cauldron, make sure on other prepared creatures that are hard to prepare, like the Emeritus of Truce and such, to just tap 2 other creatures to have access to Swords of Plowshare. That's neat. Or even if I just have it itself on the battlefield, having access to Brainstorm is neat. And then I realized the flavor, and the flavor is just perfect, where it's like, oh, so it's a band forming together and they're going through a brainstorming session. Neat.
Nice.
I Harmonized Trio, or as they should be called, Huntrix.
Yeah. That's golden.
Thank you. This is what it sounds
hate
like
it here.
as we move on.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
Geek, what is your number 5?
My number 5 actually got swapped around just recently. My number 5 is Grave Researcher.
I love this card.
2 and a black for a Troll Warlock. Also a prepared
This card's
spell.
good.
Yeah, he's a 3/3, so 3 mana for 3. 3/3 is really good. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Then, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. Oh no, creature cards in my graveyard in black. Okay, but the prepared spell is reanimate.
What?
Just not even gonna read it. You all know what it does.
I'll still
I
put
get
it up on.
repeatable reanimate. It's 1 mana for a sorcery. Put a target creature card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control and lose life equal to its mana value. I'm in
Sure,
Withered Live.
I'll
I
take
will
my
kill that
opponent's
life
value
back,
off.
thank you.
Stealing Valkavoth is wild. This is this
This
card
dropped down to number 5 only because it is so generically good, but I love it anyway.
it's just so good. It's a lot of fun too. Honestly, like I play a Sidisi self-mill deck that I have been trying. I'm like I need a spot for this guy. I need the researcher. Turns
It
out
is a perfect
Sidisi's into
card.
science.
It does its thing. It does the surveil to get the thing in. Does the reanimate.
Yep.
And there's just so many ways to get creature cards in graveyard from mill and such that it's not going to be hard to get that trigger.
Mill, discard, tutor them into the bin.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, it does guidance.
Rye, you're number 5.
My
Oh,
number
you
5
would.
is.
I just looked at it.
Yep.
You would.
Oh yeah, I'm a blue player.
I
You
know. I know. You would. Continue. Apologies.
So, my number 5 is Mana Sculpt. 1 blue for an instant. Counter target spell. But if you control a wizard, add an amount of colorless mana equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell at the beginning of your next main phase. Hello, Mana Drain.
Boo! But also, I need 8 copies of this card. Boo!
And the thing that it does need to be distincted here, unlike Mana Drain, this does check how much mana is spent in the spell, which that is both a downside but also an upside. Downside in the sense that if you counter like a Cascade spell or something that someone casts for free, you won't get mana.
Right.
However, if you use this to say, oh, I don't know, counter your opponent's Witherbloom for the 3rd time, which still has commander tats, and they had to pay for the commander tats, you get that mana and the commander tats, because that's how much they spent on the spell.
I'm not spending that mana on Witherbloom.
Then you lose. Good day, sir.
But Lore Hall, yeah.
But you get my point.
No, I get your point. Yeah. No, commander tax thing. Yeah. Or if you counter someone's like 50th version of Prosh. All that.
I'm also thinking
there's an old commander.
Flashback. Flashbacks are generally higher a higher cost than the spell. This is great at countering X spells, unfortunately.
So is Mana Drain.
And the other thing that people say that the downside of this card is like, oh, but you got to control a wizard.
In blue?
Wizards
that is not hard.
Yeah, in blue, specifically. Yeah, wizards are the like. Yeah,
Do you know how to tie your shoes?
I mean, for Pete's
that's
sakes,
how easy it is to have a wizard in blue.
In Standard, we even have a mana rock that's a wizard.
The only
It's
reason
also all creature types, but it's a
Yeah.
wizard.
don't place counters. Well, I play one, but yeah.
I mean, heck, the most popular control commander is Baral. And guess what it is?
Yeah.
Wizard.
a mana drain.
Wizard. Sorry. Couldn't help it. I edit the videos. What did you expect from me? I'm sorry. My number 5, speaking of filthy blue players, hi there. My number 5 spell is Echo Casting Symposium. It's 4 blue for a sorcery lesson. Target player creates a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Paradigm. I love this. I love creating token copies of things. I just love copying
target
things.
player.
It does say target player, so it's really funny, and you get to choose all the targets. So you're just like, hey, you friend, you're gonna create a copy of my phage. Thanks for playing.
Yep.
See, I was saying cool and fun and things, and then you just had to just drop the nuke on things.
Okay, fine. Hey friend, how's it going? Here's a copy of my Atali.
Which one?
That's a good question.
Actually, yes. Either.
Please not the flip one. Ugh. I would not thank you for that.
I would just start giving away solemn simulacrums.
That's more your
What
flavor.
happens if you give away Leverless?
Oh no.
Hilarity. Hilarity is what happens.
It's a cool card. Definitely.
I love this. This is I love the idea of not always having to use a card for myself. And the fact that it says target player creates a token copy of a creature I control, I could easily be like, hey, you've said how good this would be for your deck. Here's this thing. Have at it.
Try it out.
Exactly.
You're teaching people.
Exactly.
It is a lesson after all.
Exactly. I'm shaping your worldview, and your worldview is get that guy. Don't come at me. Go there. It's like goading, but without actually goading.
Well, I'm hitting
Just
you
don't
with
give
whatever
someone a
makes
token copy of Hullbreaker Horror.
Yes, please.
Oh Lord. Could you imagine the spell that storms when you cast when you've got Prismari out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're like, hey, during my upkeep, I'm gonna cast these 3 spells that have oh wait, hold on. You may cast a copy of it.
I don't know if the copies would exile and stay, because I don't know. I'm not a judge.
Now imagine playing this in Demir.
No,
and
I'm more so
telling
thinking
your
you just getting more copies of the spell in general.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now imagine playing this in Demir and telling your opponent, "Here, have Shieldred."
Oh no. Oh no.
Shielded the Apocalypse. Just for the hilarity.
Hey, you and I are not doing so great. No? Cool. Okay, here's a Massacre Worm. Just stare at the token players. Hey, the 2 of them are doing +1/+1 counters, and they've done poison counters. You help me, I help you. Yeah, sure. Here's a Vampire Hex Mage. Get him. Get him.
Or here's one. Here's probably something that's likely going to happen. Okay, we're both playing counter-based strategies. You're playing Planeswalkers. I'm playing more poison. Here, as long as you can make sure to proliferate my poison to my opponents, have a Tratza.
Oh. Oh, Lev.
I think I'm gonna puke.
I'm just
Dirty.
saying.
So dirty. So dirty.
Oh, my ass hurts. Alrighty, Lev, what is your number 4?
Okay, my number 4, this one... Well, this one is going to go back to the I am going to throw this in Agava Soul Cauldron, but it's also just a very good card, and surprisingly, it's one of the students. Though it's weirdly the second time that I throwed a kid into a cauldron, weirdly enough. Loot being the first time, Loot Soup.
So this is like the 3rd time, because Vivi's the other one, right?
True, that's a good point. 3rd time then, but at least it's different colors, but this time it's Lewin Exchange Student. 4 mana for a 3/4 that has Lewin Interest prepared, so it comes prepared already, but it also has exile a creature card from your graveyard. Lewin becomes prepared. So this is a very easy activatable ability to make a creature prepared. Very simple. We throw Lewin in Agava Soul Cauldron. We could say, for example, give the activated ability to say that Reanimator Grave Researcher card, and now make it that anytime I exile, like, say, a simple 1-drop from my graveyard, I have access to Reanimate. And just reanimate your big thing.
Now we're cooking.
Or if you're playing Jun, that Emeritus of Conflict. Oh, now that I have a bunch of creature cards in my graveyard and I do this, give Emeritus Conflict that activated ability, I can now pretty much bolt every time I exile a creature card from my graveyard.
Yay.
But even then, even if we're not talking about Agama Soul Cauldron, it's still a good card in the sense that you get access to Pest Fiend, which is create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token that attacks, you gain a life. That's going to help with the infusion mechanic. That's also just a good token to sack for other methods. Even like you could do it to just do your classic sack a creature, destroy another creature spell. Like there's a lot of ways you can do this. So Luminous Chain Student, this is sneakily a really good Agama Soul Cauldron target. It's not going to be as devastating for standard as one specific 3-mana wizard was, but I still think there's some shenanigans you can do with it.
Also notable, now that we've said it, the pests in this set are different than the old pests. The old pests give you a life when they die. These ones give you one when they attack.
Yep.
I get why they did it. I don't like it, but they it's for play patterns, but it does really well with one of the other legendaries in the set.
It helps you trigger a fusion a lot more consistently.
That is true. That is very true. Speaking of which, Geek, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Resonating Lute.
Lute's back?
No, lute, the instrument.
Okay.
It's
okay, good.
2 blue and red for an artifact. It says lands you control have tap, add 2 mana of any one color, spend this mana only to cast instant and sorcery spells. And it also has an ability of tap, draw a card, activate only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. This immediately goes in Niv. Yesterday. I will always have more than 7 cards in hand. This is always just going to draw me a card, and it makes my lands tap for more.
This is going to be so annoying in Standard. Because, oh
Yeah,
my,
that
do you
too.
know how many multicolor spells that you have access to once you play this card? Like,
Yeah.
you could go rainbow with this and play all the multicolored Dragonstorm spells because, oh hey, I could just tap my lands to filter for the Mardu mana I need for inevitable defeat, or just...
Well,
and
the
then just
2 mana
ramp
is
into
one
Jeskai
color
Revelation.
that they tap, so they don't give you 2 different colors per land. But
No, but
they
still,
do make them go for
you
any
get
color,
a
which is
Chromatic
great.
Lantern ability that is twice.
Yeah.
And they
Oof,
even decided
so
just to
good.
throw a Library of Alexandria effect on it because why not?
Love it. I'll even throw this in my Azula deck, even though that deck's already great, gross enough.
Jesus. I'm just thinking about this with, like, Quadrix and its X spells. I need to go faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding. That Hydra's
Yeah.
coming down, but why do I hear dueling banjos? Rye.
It's a
First
fun
off,
card.
anything about Resonating Loot?
Nope.
Okay. You're number 4 then.
My number 4 is Black, Loafing Pest. 1 green and a black for a legendary creature pest. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on each pest, bat, insect, snake, and spider you control. And black is a 3/4. I picked this card solely on the field guide art. It looks adorable.
It's so cute.
True.
It looks so adorable. I'm going through. I'm like, yes, I love that card.
I think Wizards should make. You know how they did Outlaws? They should do Critters,
That'd be yeah.
and it'd be those. They do it enough. They should do it.
That's-
They should do
that's
something
fair.
like that.
True.
God, so it's
But he's so
Also-
cool.
Peter Porker.
And what's the
just
new-
leadership
Flex?
control.
Rest in peace, Blex, victim of the Phyrexian invasion.
Mm.
But with the new pests, you attack with 15 of the new pests. They all gain you life on their attack. That's 15 instances. Like if you have 15 of them, that's 15 instances of life gain. They all get 15 counters, and then you have 15, 16, 16s hitting you. I like it a lot.
And in Standard, there is a chance in Absent Soul Sisters because we have a lot of Soul Warden effects in Standard. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Abs and pests. I love it.
Yeah. I say it mainly won me over mainly because of the art.
That the alt art is really, really cute.
It
I
is
need it.
adorable.
I needs it.
So yeah, it's just funny.
Yep.
He just, I wish I was a loafing pest. Wait, hold on. My number 4. Yeah, I really changed up. My number 4 is Borrowed Knowledge. 2 red and a white for a sorcery. You choose one. Discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards in target opponent's hand, or discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards discarded this way. So there's
You
two
can't play
reasons.
that. You can't play that against Niv.
Yes, I can.
Yes,
Didn't
you
Didn't you? Your hand is my hand too.
Hey, you got to do that to me next time we're at a con together. That way we can do the picture
Just
of both of us.
so I just really enjoy this because it does two big things that it takes the big things that I have about White's card draw. There is a card called Tales of the Ancestors or Tales from the Ancestors. It's a blue card that says each player with cards fewer than the person who has the most cards in hand draw cards until they're equal. So if one person's got 3, another person's got 2, one person is 0, and you cast this spell, everybody draws until they have 7 because the person with the most has 7. That should have been a white card because it's absolutely 100% something white does. This is very much a white and red card, and we got a white and red effects, and I appreciate that. Where it's like, oh, I'm going to do the red effect where I'm just going to wheel, I'm discarding 6, I'm going to draw 6. Where you're like, oh, Geek's got 14 cards in hand, I'm going to pay 4 mana, I'll discard
14?
these 5. I'm just giving a number. And I'm going to discard this. And how many cards are you drawing? I don't know. Geek, how many cards you got?
Maybe turn 5.
It's 4 mana. That's possible.
Yeah. Normally I'm having more cards than that. Way more than that. But yeah, I get your point.
Yes.
4 mana draw 14? Pretty good.
Also, the flavor text, I just want to read that real quick, which is, Professor, we study history, and my neighbor wrote his answer first. I was learning from the past. Fantastic. How to
Very
justify
funny, that.
cheating 101. Alrighty.
Yep.
Lev.
I'll say is super rude with that card.
Oh, yeah. There's also a lot of stuff that wants you to discard your hand to deal damage to people, and that is a great spell to just dump a bunch of cards.
Exactly.
Lev, number 3.
Ooh, my number 3, eh? Well, my number 3 personally has to be, and it is a really good bird, and it's probably going to be a day 1 standard card for a lot of pretty much bad decks in general, or flicker decks, and that is the Sky Coach Conductor. 2 and a blue for a bird pilot, flash, flying, vigilance. This creature enters in prepared, and it has access to all aboard. Instant. Exile target non-pilot. We know why it says non-pilot. Creature you control. Then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So, it is a very good evasive statted and good statted bird that gives you access to flicker. At instant speed. That's just good.
Yeah.
Like
no arguments.
Zoria's Tempo, Zoria's Flyers are going to play it, especially the fact that they can make this 2 mana with Momo. Bant Airbending could probably play this without much sweat. It's just a good card. Like, this is a card I'm going to probably get a playset since I do play Bant Airbending. I'm just going to get a playset of this day 1, honestly. This is just a really good card.
Yeah, because that's definitely what I need, is for you to have a flicker locked and loaded.
Yep. And the thing that drives me nuts is so many people are trying to find a way to make it where you can use the flicker spell on himself. Like, use Conspiracy to make him a non-pilot and stuff, and, stuff like that, or the Displacer Kitten. Honey, all you need to do is just cast another flicker spell on him. That means that then your flicker spell gets repaid with another flicker spell that's with the prepared creature. You don't have to go, too crazy. Just cast your Ephemerate. Now you have access to another, pretty much flicker spell.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, we can all think about the Emeritus's being flickered again. Oh, sir, please come over.
Though now the problem is I'm going to renumber this card due to my pop culture memorabilia. I'm just going to renumber as the Tickets Please bird.
All aboard!
Yep. Cool card.
Geek.
Exactly.
Number 3.
My number 3 is Witherbloom Charm, which is just red. I usually choose red cards, but no. It's black and green for an instant. It's one of the cycle. It's a great cycle. Choose 1. You may sacrifice a permanent if you do draw 2 cards. Very, very Witherbloom. You gain 5 life, or destroy target non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. It's just good spell. I like it a lot, and it's going right into my Guillaume deck.
the new charm cycle all were well-rounded. I enjoyed all of them.
That Lore Horde one, though, is like, wow. That is going to destroy a lot of soul raids.
Oh yeah. From a commander
Light's not
standpoint,
allowed to play that card.
Light's going to do nothing but play that card.
Correct.
Rye, number 3.
Number 3 for me is Wisdom of Ages. 4 blue. For
Lot
a
of
sorcery where, yeah, it's a lot of blue. Return all instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. You have no max hand size for the rest of the game, and you exile Wisdom of Ages.
It's blue, because if you're playing this in Commander, those are the tiers of the other players.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Flashback is one of my favorite, is easily one of my favorite mechanics in the game, right alongside Cascade. I love this card because I love being able to get stuff back from my graveyard so others don't steal it.
I would never.
The two of you.
You weren't using it actively.
Exactly. You had it in the trash.
If you don't want me to have it,
It
use
is
it faster.
mine.
I blame you for
Don't throw away your toys.
Yeah.
Mostly just a commander card. The only time I can see
This
this
is-
playing standard is Omniscient shenanigans.
Yeah,
Shrimp
you're really not going to see this in standard. Like, this is strictly like commander. Like, 7 mana is egregious,
Oh yeah.
especially in blue.
The infinite.
That being said, this is going to be absolutely hilarious on Arena when Omniscience draft for this set comes around.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, my number 3 is a spell that actually Lev was talking about earlier, but I love both. I love the flavor, I love the art, and I love what the card does. It's Fix What's Broken. 2 white and a black for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, pay X life. Return each artifact and creature card with mana value X or X from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is a very strong card if your deck is built around a specific mana value. It's
I'm so glad it doesn't say or less.
X
I'm
or
also
less.
so glad
Oh,
it was-
thank God.
because that people would just go, I pay all but 1 life every time. Love the artwork because it is a silver quill and a Witherbloom mage finally being like we got a job to do. We got to put aside our differences. And then the flavor text on it is just 2 tired souls finally found something to unite them.
I needed my Witherbloom Silver Quill team up card so I could have an Abzan Strixhaven deck, but I didn't get it.
Say,
Almost got it.
Brina and Guillaume, what's what's on the menu?
All I'm just going to say is, if you make X equals 5, remember Terror of the Peaks is 5 mana.
I'm trying to think of like what's the crazy version of the spell, and I do know that for a long while there is, especially in murders, there was mana 2 or less matters. So I'm thinking that like or 3, because if you could play a little bit of black into your what's the white rabbit spell? The white
Heir
rabbit.
Apparent?
The white rabbit that makes white rabbits.
Oh,
Yeah, Heir Apparent.
Yeah, oh yeah, yes, thank you. Heir Apparent. If you're playing an Heir Apparent deck and you can add just a little bit of black and throw this spell in and be like, oh, you killed all of them? That's a shame for you.
It's definitely going to be the 5th or 6th raise to pass in that type of deck design. I will not deny that assessment.
But like if we're looking for, I'm also thinking for like what's the crazy version of this spell for me in my Kamiz deck, which is my Esper Reanimator deck. I run Sister Hospitaller and Sun Titan, so going like I'm gonna pay 4 mana and pay 6 life, and I'm gonna bring these 2 back, and then I'm gonna bring these 2 extra things back, which will bring this thing back, and it'll just be a domino effect. And I'm gonna have a great time. Everybody else is gonna be like, that fucks Gruff.
You know what's going to be kind of gross in Esper, though, with that spell? You know how many 4 mana clones there are?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
I like clones. Clones are fun.
Clones, most broken 4-drop you have in your deck. Make sure they're all milled. Go crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. So this card fits in a lot of places. It's also very different because generally when we see spells like this, it's
less.
or less. But now you have to actually be somewhat strategic, and I appreciate that about this card. So yeah.
I've already been seeing some early access brews, and the creativity on some of it is like pretty cute. Like I said before, one of them is with the Terror of the Peaks, but they're also throwing cards in like the Vibrant cycle and such, because all those are 5-mana spells. The Vibrant Dog essentially. Oh no, Vibrance is the 5-mana spell, so but you can cast it for 2 mana as removal. There's like really cheeky ways you can brew around this card.
I'm excited to see it. With that being said, Lev, what legend are you most excited about from this set?
Oh, this one is a no-brainer. I saw it day one, and I fell in love with it. And it is quite riveting, because it's a frog druid. Berta, Wise Extrapolator. 2 green and a blue for a 1/4. It has the increment mechanic, and it also has a very nifty ability that whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Berta, add 1 mana of any color. And then it also has an activated ability of Tap It, which, hey, a way to spend the mana, to create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token and put +1/+1 counters on it. Oh, honey, you can get a lot of mana with this through a variety of methods of putting counters on your creatures. I mean, explore triggers, maps. I mean, heck, we just went back from TMT. We have how many mutagen token enablers?
Mm-hmm.
Including one of them that makes all your artifacts cost 1 less. So if you have a bunch of mutagen tokens, you play Mutagen Man with Berta on the battlefield. Hey, all those are now treasures. That just buff your creatures.
That is
No.
nasty.
Just no.
I have to imagine that this is what licking sandpaper is like. It's not enjoyable. I'm just losing slowly, and no one could explain why it's happening. I've said it once, I'll say it again. What the fuck?
It's Simic.
The reason why they showed this day one, I'll put it like that, because for people like me...
If I had a nickel for every time I lost to a goddamn frog, I'd have way more than 1 nickel, and that's really upsetting. Because I don't have enough to brag about it, but I sure have way too many to also have to talk about it.
If I show this to my oldest, I know what deck's gonna have to be built. Because he's a Quandrix boy and frogs.
Speaking of you, Geek, who's your favorite legend?
Oh, we already talked about her. It's one of the 3. It's one of the 3 cards that brought me back out of white retirement. Well, red-white retirement. Lorehold.
I mean, fair.
I'm building. I'm probably building 2 versions of her. She's getting a planar project version. I have to update it because I got a lot more cards spoiled now when I redid it. And then just red-white spells bullshit. I love it. I love everything about her. She's one of my favorite dragons anyway. She was my favorite of the original cycle. Yeah, no, love her. And the borderless art is...
Rye. Favorite legend?
Not going to linger on this too long, because we did talk about them in the in a previous episode. But for me, it's Tam Absorbent Sequencer. 2 green and blue for legendary creature Gorgon Wizard. Landfall, whenever a land enters, you control enters, Tam becomes prepared. And then they have the prepared spell Deep Sight, green and blue. Draw a card, gain 1 life. Nothing too crazy, but
no, she's
something interesting.
She's pretty stock standard.
Yeah, pretty tame.
Tatiova, Zimone, the original Zimone. Fairly that kind of... I get value for doing the thing I was going to do anyway.
Yeah, it's just straight
Tatiova.
Yeah, literally.
The art's good though. I like
Oh
Tam.
yeah, love the art. Like there's honestly not many arts in this set that I am not a fan of. I'll be honest. Man, that Tam seems like it could be a kind of low to the ground kind of deck. Like yeah, obviously it's landfall. We know what landfall does. Like landfall decks are just
Targeting
landfall
you.
decks. Yeah.
So the next question I have is probably going to be aimed at Lev more than Geek and Ryan. How do you feel about Tam's
Okay.
involvement in the story? Tam ended up
Yeah.
being a betrayer. Turns out
Oh,
she
yeah.
was
Spoilers.
spoilers. It turns out she was made by whoever made the snarls that have been appearing all over Strixhaven. With a promise from that gentleman that
Yep.
she will no longer be alone. And she started to see silhouettes of individuals existing in this fractured reality.
Yep, that looks a lot like Strixhaven, but different. Hey,
Mm.
She brings up how she recognizes the room she's in, even though she doesn't actually.
Yep.
Oh, and also, like if we're talking about the art, those glowing eyes seem very similar to another character we know who has glowing eyes.
Yeah, she the spoiler warning for anybody in there. We're gonna 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it's on you. Yeah, she during the whole fight against the archaic, she goes, "I know what I have to do," and she pushes Jodzi into the snarl, and then she jumps in after her. It's
Now the question is,
Join
what does
for
Jace
Betty.
need to do with Jodzi? We have no idea.
yeah,
But
it's-
it has to do something with how oracles go back in time,
has to.
because
Probably.
that's what archaics are. Archaics are oracles that have died and come back through time to become the archaic, which then knows its further
Mm.
life.
It's
And since we're
interesting.
now past the spoiler warning, we know it's Jace. We all know
Yeah,
it's
we're
Jace.
Yeah, come yeah. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the next set literally Reality Fracture or is it Marvel?
the next in
The next-
Magic set is Reality
the
Fracture,
next-
but the next set
We've got Hobbit
But-
and Marvel next.
Okay, okay.
Like I said, and I said this before on a Blue Sky post, the fact that they ended on that note, and we now have to wait through 2 Universe Beyond sets before the resolution.
I'm so
Yeah.
yeah. I can safely sleep until nearly October.
I will say
Yeah.
I'm excited for Hobbit. I won't lie.
I'm marginally.
Yeah.
I love the original Lord of the Rings set, so we'll see.
I will just say this: I am grateful for the people who will finally get their Smog legendary creature for Commander.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50 on it, honestly. I don't hate Universes Beyond. I don't. It's not something like I'm like unless it's a set I really care about. I'm not gonna
Power
really pay
Rangers.
any mind.
Power Rangers,
Oh,
you're gonna get
Oh,
thrown out
if
the
they fucking ever, it is literally to fry me. Shut up and take my money.
Everyone
I
has
will
their
say
one.
this: I don't mind the Universe Beyond at all. The only thing is just with these 2 net sets, Marvel Superhero. I think it's going to be an all right set. I'm just dreading
Yeah.
it because I think the discourse of it is going to be kind of a headache to deal with.
Yeah,
Mostly
I think
because
that's
people are
fair.
going to compare and contrast it with Spider-Man, yada yada yada. Hobbit will probably be fine. I think many people will have expectations that either will be met or not met. Like some people will be like, "You better reprint the one ween in the bonus sheet."
Oh, they probably will.
They
It'll be
probably
We
will.
can talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
that's a theory one we can kind of
But-
do a theory.
But we're
craft on
going
that.
off tangent. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Short story with the story is good ending. Tam, I feel disappointed in you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
It'll
little
be
bit.
interesting
I know
to
that,
see.
little
Not
bit.
mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
I-
I will say it's going to be interesting to see her friends' reality fractured because it's going to be all the students, whatever they get shifted into.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Will.
Coming back to it, my favorite legend. Oh, she makes me violently happy.
mean,
this is Nita.
If it wasn't this one.
What do you mean?
Go ahead. No, I said if it wasn't this one, I'd be shocked.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a tie between her and her and Abigail, because I actually did like Abigail too. But it's Nita, Forum Constellator. 1 white and a black for a 2/3 legendary creature human advisor. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Pay 2 mana and sacrifice another creature. Exile target instant or sorcery from an opponent's graveyard. You may cast it this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. If that spell will be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Activate only as a sorcery.
Make sure you take that flashback spell.
Love this shit. It's my jam.
Ryan's like, no.
I am gonna have so many stifle effects in my deck now because of this.
I love the idea of a Silver Quill-esque card using your arguments against you in a discussion, which that's what this perfectly encapsulates. And she's only made her side stronger because of that defense that she's using. It's the perfect debate club card. Love this. I have no notes. I just wish it was instant speed, Wizards. You cowards.
I will say this: the thing that people will say is, while deactivated ability will be a popular way to get it, let's be frank, you're playing Orzhov. There is so many yoink spells in Orzhov, it's not even funny. So you have other ways to cast. I mean, Gonti, stuff like that. So it should be relatively easy to get the counter buffs without even using the activated ability. But the activated ability is very flavorful.
Alrighty, folks, we are into our top 2. This is where we're probably grabbing these for the power and the way that we like them. Lev, what is your number 2?
Well, this one's going to be an interesting one because it's actually a mechanic that is named a card, which is Flashback. 1 mana, instant, red mana specifically. Target a instant or sorcery spell in your graveyard, it gains Flashback. It's simple, nice, to the point, and it's also probably one of the more powerful cards of the set for multiple formats. Because simply put, and also very cool artwork. But yeah, mostly simply put, the way you have to look at this is it doesn't look that exciting at first if you are new to Magic. But the thing you have to look at this card is it is the closest thing we're going to get to a Snapcaster Mage-like effect that is cheap. And that's the most important part. This is very cheap. So you really have to consider this, that now all your powerful spells that you put in your deck design, now essentially, as long as you have this card in your deck, it has Flashback 1, essentially. So, for example, a card that didn't make any of our lists, but it's a very powerful card in this set, is stuff like Erode, which is the 1 mana Path to Exile-ish Planeswalker and creature removal spell. Now you have to remember that in your deck design, that can now be a 2 mana spell thanks to Flashback. You can just target that, as well as there's just a variety of just powerful instant sorcery control spells that just being able to target it for 1 mana to recast it. Like, sure, I'm going to cast my counter magic again for 1 more mana. If it helps me to make sure I can stay alive, sure, don't mind casting Wrath of God for 1 more mana. Like, it's just the best card in your deck that's in your graveyard, just needing to be recasted. It's nice, it's simple, it's to the point.
And it contributes to Storm.
You had to.
Geek, number 2.
My number 2 is Essence Knit Scholar. It is black hybrid, black, green, and green for a 3/1 Dryad Warlock. When this creature enters, make one of the new pests that gain you life on attack. It's 1/1 black and green creature. And at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, draw a card. Oh no, I've killed many of my creatures. I will just draw cards. Now it's your end step, which is actually a little bit of a limitation, but still. It's just a nice, easy card draw spell, which is really nice. I like it.
Yeah, I got no notes.
Simple, to the point.
Yep.
Right. Number 2.
So, staying on point, like this card got announced way back when we first saw it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a math nerd. Quandrix, like 100%. So my number 2 is Math Magics. Blue XX. Target player draws 2 to the X power cards. Thankfully, because unfortunately, like I said, this is not a gripe. Math is not everyone's favorite subject. Thankfully, they were smart on this card and gave an example. So 2 to 0 power, you're drawing 1. to the first power, drawing 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. So you got to be careful with this one. It's a fun card. I love it.
Target player.
You can just use it to mill an opponent out.
Oh, you absolutely could make a player. Yeah. The downside, it is a sorcery. It is not an instant, so it has to be on your turn. But yeah, if you're in the right build and you got especially in Commander, if you got the right build and you got the right and you do to calculate the math correctly, you could easily just have someone like completely draw their deck and be done.
And you can just play this in Prismari and make it have Storm.
Yep. Which is nasty. But yeah, I think they revealed this? Did they reveal this one at later?
This is the first one they revealed along with Lorehold. If that's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't remember if they revealed this in Atlanta. Mind you, Atlanta was a bit of a blur for what they revealed because there was so much.
There was a lot. Like I was covering it, and I was like, "Wow, that was."
Yeah. My number 2 is a harken back to one of my favorite cards from the original Strixhaven. It's Joined Researchers, also known as Olivia Gobert, Hicks, and Tappy Toeclaws. It's 1 and a white for
no, there's no argument there.
It's 1 and a white for a 2/2 human cleric wizard with first strike, and at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, this creature becomes prepared, and its prepared spell is Secret Rendezvous, which is 1 white for a sorcery. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. I love how the creature is an homage to the 2 characters who were originally on the spell of Secret Rendezvous. I love everything about this. We also get to see what a Silver Quill Lorehold symbol combined looks like. So I love the idea that we're getting glimpses into what a 3-color Strixhaven set might even look like, which I think is interesting. Geek, I said that and Geek activated, which is 3-color Strixhaven.
Strixhaven.
Though I was say, if we got Mardu, yeah, Strixhaven, an Obzon would also make sense. Unfortunately,
it'd be the wedges.
Yeah,
it'd be glorious.
Oh, that's interesting. So, but yeah, I love this. I think people really crap on Secret Rendezvous because of the fact that it's you and target opponent. You're like, why do I want my opponent draw cards? Sometimes you drawing the card is all that matters.
Yeah,
and also
some people just really have a trouble just giving their opponents anything. But this is a normally 4-player game where you've got to deal with stuff, and politics are a thing.
Yeah, it's like I get even from me, a person who is generally not very talkative to like, especially to people like I'm meeting for the first time. I'm like, I am shy. I will still politic in a game of Magic.
Yeah.
And at its worst, you could just play this in an Orzhov list with Shieldred and just make your opponent lose life when they draw cards.
Also true. Like there.
But still, yeah, politics.
Yeah. That'd be my plan, though.
But I will say, as you said before, the flavor is absolutely perfect. Nice callback.
Oh, yeah.
Great design.
Oh, yeah. All right, folks, with that, we are on to what are arguably our favorite cards from this set. Lev, it's been wonderful having you with us. What is your favorite card from Secret of Strixhaven?
In my personal opinion, my favorite card from Strixhaven, it had to be a Conduits card, and boy, this is a really good Conduits card. Applied Geometry. 2 green and a blue for a sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target non-aura permanent you control, except it's a 0/0 fractal creature in addition to its other types, put 6 +1/+1 counters on it. So it's a 4-mana 6/6 clone of any permanent you have on the battlefield. Ouroborite? Sure. Make it have 6 counters. That Terra Symbiosis that you have? Sure, make a copy of that and draw 12 cards. Badger Mole. Yes, make a ridiculously big Badger Mole and have an Earthbend trigger. Like, there is so many silly shenanigans. Like, we haven't even considered what happens if you make a token copy of a Planeswalker with this.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's some
Oh,
Huh.
There's some silly shenanigans.
no! That's so no.
Or one that probably will not make geek cringe. Targeting vehicles with this is hilarious.
That's pretty cool.
That's very
I like
funny,
that one.
actually. I really appreciate that.
So yeah, there's a lot of silly applications with this card, but it's also just, even if we don't talk about the silly applications, it's just a very powerful 4-mana spell that pretty much, since Simic is one of the better colors in Standard, I think it's just going to see play just for the simple fact that you can make a 7/9 Urboroid copy. Do I have to say anything more?
Nope. I know it's the same refrain I always say. I really like the art. It's from Justina Dura.
The art is great.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Alrighty. Geek, number 1.
This is the one that got switched from Grave Researcher. It is Suspend Aggression. 1 red and white for an instant. Exile target non-land permanent and the top card of your library. For each of those cards, its owner may play it until the end of their next turn. This has a lot of applications. You can use it to recast something of yours, do an Exile Matters trigger, remove something of an opponent's. Yeah, they get it back later, but that's a tempo thing, and I really like tempo change rather than just straight up countering somebody's thing. I want you to have your thing, but don't bring it to me, please. I'm gonna get rid of it for a little bit, And it's just I like the flexibility of it, and as I kept reading it, I was like, yeah, I like this one.
It's a fun card. It's fun. I always like the no, you can have your toy. You just can't have it right this second because you'd win, and I can't have that.
Nope. I want it.
I'm just grateful this can't be played in Prosper.
Oh my god.
Where's your imagination? Come on now. We could do it.
I mean, yes, I will probably play this in a Riv that has Prosper, don't get me wrong, but...
Alrighty.
It's all good.
Ryan, not a long discussion, but...
No, not a long discussion.
What is your number 1?
Number 1, shocker. I love dragons. Quandrix is my favorite. My number 1's Quandrix the Proof.
We've already
talked about Quandrix earlier, so I'm not going to stay like they gave me a new dragon with one of my favorite mechanics, and basically just helps that mechanic with instants and sorcery spells. I am getting this card for Yidris. I am slotting that into Yidris so fast. That's
Absolutely.
Again, you cannot deny. I understand you hate Yidris decks because of the people. That's usually who people use for Cascade. It saved us in a Magic game.
Hey, it got to do a Googleplex of damage to somebody.
Yes,
Shout
it
out
did.
to Kokar for taking that damage, please. So good. So good.
Oh, that's still one of my favorite moments from
Saving
Sealed.
me does not make me forgive that mechanic.
Fair, but hey, if it wasn't for that, we would have lost that game so much faster.
True enough.
Regardless, like I said, not gonna really go too deep into this, but I think it's a good card, fun card. I'm excited for it.
That's completely fair. My number 1 card, the card I'm really excited to play, because I love big spells, honestly, and I love big spells that let me do one of my favorite things in the whole game. This is Restoration Seminar. 5 white for a sorcery lesson that says return target non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Paradigm. That's right. Every one of my first main phases, I'm bringing something back. Let's spin this wheel. Let's see what we can do. I hope you enjoyed the show, because it just keeps going and going and going.
I wish they would have kept the original name, though.
What was the original
What
name?
was the original name of that?
Like
yeah.
something like what happens when you open up 2 cans of tuna or something like that.
Oh, that was...
no. You think that was a nut.
That was
what was the name of that spell?
Antiques
it
on the
was this one.
Loose, I think it is. No,
Oh, was
Antiques
it
on
that
the
one?
Loose,
Okay.
yeah.
This one had another
Antiques
weird
on the
thing.
Loose.
Antiques on the
Oh,
Loose
well.
was 2
I will
seconds
admit-
after you open the tuna can, which is very funny.
They're all white cards. They're all
Skyfall, when
blend
they don't
together.
have the translation on a pretty much a card in alternate language, they always like to be funny.
They're very
Which
good
I
at
do
it.
love.
They're very
Yeah,
good at
they get some, they come up with some very good ones, and
it.
I'm here for it.
But on the card, real quick, is it a little overpriced for what it does on its initial casting? Yes, but a lot of them are like Lev brought up. Most clones are 4. The Echo
Yeah.
Casting Symposium is 6. Effects like this in white really don't exist without limitations. This has no limitations. It just is non-land. That's the only thing stopping it. Generally, we see the effect of this in black. But this is 100% just unrestricted. As long as it's not a land, you can bring it back to the battlefield. And I think that that's a very strong and powerful ability.
Which, thank God they said non-land, or else people would just be finding a way to cheap cast this and return strip mine consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Not cool. Not cool.
Actually, some people would be like, hey, during my upkeep, strip mine you, put into the bin, first main phase restoration thing, bring it back, immediately strip mine you again.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just
No. But still, that is still a very powerful reanimation effect.
Yeah.
Non-land
Oh, yeah.
permanent, that can return planeswalkers, y'all.
That could return that could return a Sun Titan, which can then return something of its own.
Hey, double dipping.
I love that spell. I love the spell. I think this does everything that I want to do. And the fact that he's like resurrecting some giant goblin statue during that is also very funny to me. I can't tell if it's actually a goblin, but in my head, that's
Looks
what
like
it
one.
is.
It definitely
Or
looks
like a
one.
giant gnome something.
Right? Lev,
Oh, and also, one more thing
of course.
with this card before we conclude. Remember how Lorehold's all of its basic shtick is when a fiend leaves your graveyard, do this? Meh.
Yep. All
Anyway,
right.
back to you.
Lev, go ahead and shout yourself out.
Of course. As people know, my name is Lev Dev. I'm mostly on Blue Sky now. Like to do my review thread. I gotta finish that this week of sets, as well as do card game observations, and mostly just provide funny insights for people with brewing, whether of the jinky variety or the oh dear, that's kind of evil variety.
Thank you so much for being on. It was a pleasure to have you for these two episodes that we filmed with you. Geek, anything you want to shout out?
I like the set. It's really cool.
Lev, did you have something else to say?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I was just saying, it was a pleasure.
Ryan, anything you want to shout out?
No, it's like basically what Geek said. Like, I'm looking forward to the set. I'm curious to see what the future sets are gonna bring for like Magic the rest of the year. So we got, like you said, we got 2 Universes Beyond coming up, and then we finally hit Reality Fracture, the thing they couldn't tell us about at Atlanta. God, that still irks the heck out of me.
And then another Universe is Beyond after that.
Which is Star Trek, which I'm probably just skipping.
Star Trek.
Regardless, no, but yeah, I do. While I'm not like buying a lot of Magic right now, I'm still intrigued in the sets that are coming out. Like, again, with the exception of the last Universes Beyond Star Trek, but that's because, sorry, I don't like Star Trek.
I'm just going to say one thing about Star Trek. The headliner card, or at least one card in the set, has to be in Klingon. That's it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
What was that? No. The bell doesn't dismiss you. I do. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for joining us for Dungeon Delving.